YAHUAH, YAHUAH.
Listen, family, we've been taught half the truth. They told us fast and pray, but they left out weep and mourn. How you gonna fight spiritual warfare without tears? How you gonna call on YAHUAH without humbling your heart? The forefathers didn't skip a meal for 24 hours and call it holy. They sat in ashes, they cried for days. 3 days, 740. They fasted, they pala, they mourned, they wept. Church got us half on. Preachers shouting faith and fasting, but where's the mourning? Where the broken spirit? You can give up food and still feed your pride. You can skip a meal and still starve your soul. He said he loved the humble and the meek. That's Hosea 6:3. He'll reveal his name to the lowly. So humble yourself. Let the Ruach search you deep.
I sat down and wept and mourned certain days and fasted and pala before the alua of Shammai. That's the formula. Prayer, fast, and weep and mourn. You want power, then pour out tears. You want breakthrough, then break your pride. He ain't looking for empty hunger, he want real repentance. This ain't a diet, this a declaration. We fast, we mourn, we cry, we pray. We humble ourselves before YAHUAH. Let the cool that your wind move through our land. Lift our heads by your hand. Restore your people. Restore your name. Baruch YAHUAH. Rumamu YAHUAH. In the mighty name of YAHUAH.
No, hold up. Wait, we gonna get to that song. I can't wait to play this one, man. It's already in my Ruach. That's gonna be next. I'm sorry, y'all. But Shalum Myshpaka. Yes, we are in round 2 of our series. Round 2 of part of one of our series. We couldn't finish. Man, we went 6 hours deep, Myshpaka. Let me know in the comments if you were there last Shabbat. If you weren't, we started our series on fasting, and it has been very eye-opening, and we had to start earlier than we normally do. We normally start around 1 p.m. on Shabbat, and then we kick it off, the study, getting the book, or maybe around 2 or 2-ish. Sometimes I'm squirreling so long to where it might be after that, but that's neither here nor there. That's in the conversation for another time. But we have a lot of fun. Either way, we went 6 hours deep and we just could not finish. So we're here today to do round 2 on fasting. So if you find some value in today's study, you might want to go check that out if you missed that, or get a refresher. Either way, today is going to be a lot of fun. We got a podcast. We got a whole lot of scripture. We got some books. So if you got your books, make sure you got your books, and put in the comments on what version of book you're using. New Myshpaka. Pay attention, because you're going to see Myshpaka put KJV. You're going to see some doing hallelujah scriptures. I got my hallelujah, and I got my trusted remix, KJV. Kendra, what up, sis? And I have Sefer. I don't know. Some people call it Sefer. Some people call it Sefer. I think it's Sefer. I'm not 100% sure, but y'all let me know in the comments. Is it Sefer? That'll be A. Is it Sefer? Is it B? Let me know in the comments. Somebody help me, because I keep forgetting. I don't know. Y'all know me. But either way, I got these 3 books, and I'm going to be reading out of the Hallelujah Scriptures today. Now, the reason why I want to share that it's A, I'm seeing people say it's A. So it's Sefer. Sefer. Okay, all right. Shalom, sis. Was that Sherry? What did Sherry say? Either way, we love you, sis. But it's not 5 yet. Yeah, you know what, sis? I'll be honest with you. I was a little hyped. Frankie was in here, and we were listening to a little bit of songs, and then I end up playing humility, and I was vibing. What up, CJ? What up, Aki? So then it just, I don't know. I got hyped, and I was singing before it, so I was like, Marilyn, you down? And Marilyn gave me the thumbs up. Like, let's go ahead and get started. So that's why we started a little early. It's all good. I know you ain't upset because we started a little early, sis. I mean, you ain't missed nothing. Baruch YAHUAH. Anyways, Myshpaka. Myshpaka, we're gonna listen to a little bit more music, have a little bit more fun. If you're new, Myshpaka, please take a look inside the comments, see what everybody's doing. It does not matter the version that you're using. It just matters that you're getting started, okay? And if you don't have scriptures, don't worry. I got you on slides today. My advice, what up, doing, man? Make sure you're taking some notes at least, all right? Even if it's on a napkin. Baruch YAHUAH. Nehemiah 1 verse 4.
Nehemiah 1 verse 4. And it came to pass when I heard these words that I sat down and wept and mourned certain days and fasted and prayed before the isle of Shabbat. Yeah. Most churches teach on praying fasting, but the word goes deeper, everlasting. It calls for weeping hearts that mourn, for souls reborn when pride is torn. Yahuwah never asks for empty hunger. He wants the heart, not just the number. He seeks the tears that cleanse inside, the humble cry that lays down pride. So in this song you'll hear it clear. Fast and prayer in every tear. The morning weeping all restored. Returning hearts to Yahuwah door. Let's go. Call the people, call the town, hands open, faces down, Cortez usher across the floor. We need Yahuwah even more. Soft string rise a gentle hum. Dobro sings a golden strum. He rose up a faith, the king said it's hard to proclaim a fast. Judah drew near to seek Elohim. From every city call on Yahuwah. We lift our eyes and said our faith. We do not trust in sword or maze. Not by power, not by might, but by the Ruach who brings the light. 2 Chronicles 23-4. Judah gathered to see Yahuwah and proclaim a fast. We seek, we fast, we call your name. You hear your people just the same. Had even gift, I rose some grief with garment torn and heart lay bare. I fell on knees and spread our hands and poured my prayer into the air. We fast, we mourn, we cry, we pray. Oh Yahuwah, make a way. Go, there's one move through our land. Lift our heads by your hand. We fast, we mourn, we cry, we pray. Oh Yahuwah, make a way. From Shabbat, send your word, we will listen, we have heard. Let's go. From great to small, they felt the call. They fasted with sackcloth, one and all. The king stepped down from his throne. He cried to Allah with the broken tone. Let every mouth turn from wrong. Let every hand put down the harm. Maybe Yahuwah will turn the blow. Show cold his mercy, let compassion flow. Jonah 3:5-10. They believe they fasted. They cried mightily to Allah and turned from evil ways. Oh, from cry to change, from bad to grace. You spared the city by your face. Hey. Blow the trumpet, said the dead. Call a fast, do not delay. Gather elders, gather you. Bride and groom, come seek the truth. Let priests teach between the place. Fortune, how to seek his face. Pay your people, oh Yahuwah. Turn reproach and heal the scar, oh Yahuwah. Acts 13:2-3. While we served and fasted, the Ruach said, set them apart, and we laid on hands with prayer. You speak and fast, you send in fire. We go with love and go, there's desire. Let's go. I came from blocks where the sirens sing, when nights get long and pockets sting, where hunger pulls and tempers flare. I learned to hide behind a stair, but fasting cut the noise inside. And prayer master fear and pride. Now more than break to offer near. Yahuwah moving drew me near. Trade the smoke for steady breath. I trade the rush and ran to death. I trade the flex for truth and grace. Then follow like the fast, we mourn, we cry, we pray. Oh Yahuwah, make a way from Shamayim, send your word. We will listen, we have heard. We fast, we mourn, we cry, we pray. You heal, you build, you make a way. We fast, we mourn, we cry, we pray. Yahuwah reigns today. Yahuwah. We the assembly, don't believe us, fact checkers. If this truth the root, say Bada Yahuwah. If your heart found peace, what's the root, Mamu Yahuwah. We the assembly. Let's go.
We the assembly, Yahuwah, hold my peace. I don't gotta chase every lie. I don't gotta answer every voice. Check my heart, close my mouth. Go to Yahuwah first. I hold my peace. I let Yahuwah speak. What he exposed don't need my hands. What he judged won't stand. I hold my peace, now we just kept by him. If I go still and stay in truth, he move what I can't move. Before I look out, let me look in. Before I call eyes out, check within. If pride still breathing me, I can't see clean. If anger still lead, I ain't built for peace. Before I speak pain, let me guard my seed. Cause every word song come back to me. Too many wounds make a mouth run wild. Too many thoughts make a soul go blind. So I shut the door on the noise outside and bring this weight where my heart get tried. No stage prayer, no pretty pose. No look at me, yeah, everybody knows. Just me and the Father in a secret place. Ask him cut falsehood about my ways. Cause I know how flesh wanna grab that fire. Make me say too much for desire. Nah, check my beam for I name they fall. Let Yahuwah search what I brought. Matthew chapter 6 verses 5 through 6. When thou prayest, enter into thy closet. Pray to thy Father which is in secret. Matthew chapter 7 verses 3 through 5. First cast out the beam out of thine own eye. Now if they talk, let them talk they feel. Every loose word writing up a bill. Every half-truth want a body to wear. Every false tongue think nobody here but the Ruach of Yahuwah. I know the voice. Hidden speech still make a choice. Cause he hear tongue and he ain't no heart. No secret counsel, stay in the dark. Kodesh, discipline, fleet, deceit. That fake calm can't stay on his feet. Murmuring spread like smoke in a room. Backbiting turn that peace to doom. Lying mouth kill more than trust. Sustain the soul and feed the dust. So why would I echo what poison started? Why would I help that darkness march? I'm not reposting venom for proof. I'm not co-signing death in the groove. Some things fall when you let them breathe. Some pits dig back for the feet that lead. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1 verses 5 through 11. The Holy Spirit of discipline will flee deceit. He that speaketh unrighteous things cannot be hid. The mouth that believeth slayeth the soul. Stillness ain't fear, stillness ain't shame. Stillness is trust when they throw in your name. Yahuwah, silence ain't lost, silence ain't fold. Silence is knowing who really holds. Not every silence passive, some silence war. Some doors stay closed, cause you know what for. Pride want the last word, truth don't. Flesh want the crowd, I want it. Peace leave easy, that peace too cheap. Yahuwah, keep what he mean to keep. Keep a bridle on his mouth I use when wicked near. I hold my peace, that don't mean pain. Ain't hit me deep, just mean I refuse what the flesh gon' feed. One wrong word, let the wrong thing in. One spark feed, pride, then lies begin. One door crack, then the rest rush in. That's why I watch what I welcome in. I need clean thoughts, not fantasy. Not one more loop trying to answer me. Love the truth, let the truth preserve. Stay in the lane that the book confirms. I waited patient, he made it plain. He lifted my feet, he steadied my frame. I don't need force, but he already see the judge of all. Don't need help from me. Fact check me. If the book cut deep, then keep it there. Yahuwah. If a peace came back, then breathe there. We the assembly, hold peace with me. We don't feed chaos just cause it out. Psalms chapter 39, verses 1 through 2. I will keep my mouth with a bridle. I was dumb with silence. I held my peace. Psalms chapter 40, verses 1 and 4. I waited patiently for YAHUAH. Blessed is that man that maketh YAHUAH his trust, and respecteth not the proud, nor such as turn aside to lies. I hold my peace. I let YAHUAH speak. What he exposed don't need my hands. What he judged won't stand. I hold my peace, not weak, just kept by him. If I go still and stay in truth, he move what I can't move. Secret place, closed mouth, open heart. Clean me first and keep me in your peace. We the assembly.
Baruch YAHUAH, Myshpaka. Honestly, we're just going to listen to another song, just maybe one more, and then we're going to get back. We're going to get straight into scripture. But I want to go ahead and hit this chauffeur. Yeah, sis, Sherry, you just got in my head. As soon as I took that breath, I was like, man, I better hit this right. I don't know why. Get out of my head, sis. Was that all right? No, I think I can do better. Hold on. I think hold on. Yeah, that cool. That was straight. That was good. All right, Baruch YAHUAH. Myshpaka, y'all see that? My face got red. Man, look, we dropped a new song, Myshpaka. Want to hear it? Like a here it go.
Not every battle come with boots. Some come with words. Some come with nights that won't let up. But you, YAHUAH, you've been my shield before. Be my shield again. We the assembly, sing it. Shield for me.
Fortress when the arrows fly.
Lifter of my head when the pressure rise.
Shield for me. Defender in the darkest night.
YAHUAH, if you stand with me, I ain't moved by lies. I ain't moved by lies. Not every war where dust and steel. Some hit the heart and test what's real. Some come smiling, some come slick. Some use a whisper just to make you slip. But I ain't gotta chase every claim. I know who cover my exposed frame. You been my rock before this wave. You ain't lose watch when the room got strange. Whole night long I done heard the noise, but truth still louder when you in voice. I lay it down, I don't feed that fire. I lift my eye, you lift me high. No crowd shield, no strongman pose, no fake brave with a heart half closed. I pour it out, then I let you be the one who stand up and speak for me. Cause when my soul get pressed too thin, you keep the fear from settling in. And when the mouth start cutting deep, you give me peace enough to sleep. Psalms chapter 3, verse 3.
But thou, O YAHUAH, art a shield for me.
My esteem and the lifter up of mine head.
Psalms chapter 18, verse 2. The YAHUAH is my rock and my fortress
and my deliverer. Some Baruch with lips but curse beneath, smiling and light hide, hating teeth. Some build a story and hope it sticks. Some throw a dart and move real quick. Hold up,
Run it back again.
some Baruch with lips but curse beneath, smiling and light hide, hating teeth. Some build a story and hope it sticks. Some throw a dart and move real quick. Not every trap is a rope and pit. Somewhere compliments and counterfeits. Some wait till your guard get low and push where only you or YAHUAH know. But from you come my help
and rest, my refuge, now my strength and stress. So I keep my tongue from joining mud. I won't let dark talk boil my blood. I trust your time and not my heat. I pull my heart and sit at peace, cause you the judge that see it whole. You don't need panic from my soul. When trouble circle, you still near. When kingdom shake, you still right here. You laugh at what would swallow me and sing me through till morning break. Psalms chapter 59 verse 1.
Deliver me from mine enemies, oh my YAHUAH.
Defend me from them that rise up against me.
Psalms chapter 59 verse 16.
I will sing of thy power, for thou hast been my defense and refuge in the day of my trouble.
Sirach chapter 51
Verse 2.
For thou art my defender and helper, from the snare of the slanderous tongue, and from the lips that forge lies.
Be my shield, be my peace,
Hold my head up
cover me
when I can't trace.
what I feel.
Still know,
You are real,
be my rock,
be my stay
keep me clean,
while I wait.
everlasting.
Arms beneath
You don't drop.
what you keep. We the assembly say it.
YAHUAH, my YAHUAH.
Say, bah,
YAHUAH,
my
YAHUAH.
shield, birds flying over what they guard. That's how you keep what carries scars. You cover heads in days of war and make the lion hand let go. Eternal refuge underneath, arms that hold what men can't reach. You don't just hide me, you restore. Set both my feet and make me sure. And if I gotta walk through smoke, you still the strength that keeps me whole. If I gotta sing before I see you, still the song you give to me. New song rising out the strain, mercy louder than the pain. Shield to help my high tower, morning strength and midnight hour. So I won't bow to fear of men, I won't let panic make me bend. If you be for me, let them talk. Truth still standing, falsehood rise. Saved by YAHUAH, That's my plea.
fortress,
Lift up,
shield for me.
we the assembly.
If YAHUAH kept your head up,
Say it.
YAHUAH,
If you've been your refuge in the trouble, say it.
YAHUAH is my shield.
We sing before the morning come. Deuteronomy 33 verse 27.
The eternal allure is thy refuge.
And underneath are the everlasting arms.
Happy art thou,
Oh, YAHUAH.
who is like unto thee. O people saved by the YAHUAH, the shield of thy help,
My fortress and my deliverer,
my shield.
and he in whom I trust.
Shield for me, fortress when the arrows fly,
Lifter of my head,
when the pressure rise. Shield for me, defender in the darkest night. YAHUAH, if you stand with me, I ain't moved by light.
my refuge,
My defense,
my high tower,
my strength.
my strength.
YAHUAH,
Shield for me, we the assembly.
Baruch, YAHUAH, Myshpaka. Today's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm not even sure what to expect. Y'all know, y'all know Frankie here, right? Maryland is too. Yo, where you at? I can see Maryland and then Frankie. Y'all, let me tell y'all, Frankie came in the house, right? Frankie came in the house. He stood right here, right? Hold on. Really? Come on in, Come on, don't knock at the door and get scared. Don't. Come on in, All right, then I'm gonna imitate Frankie. This is what Frankie did when he first came in, y'all. Hold on. Frankie came in here, and he stands about right here, y'all, and he goes, "This you set up space." he said, "This you set up space." I was like, yeah, Frankie, that's you set up space. Hold up, man. Yo, Aki is fun, man. He's been a blast. It's been great to have Marilyn around. But Frankie does carry his energy in the comments. He carries it like in real life. Marilyn is like the adult in the whole dynamic. For real. All right, Baruch YAHUAH. Marilyn, you saw he got scared. Hold up. He gonna come knock on the door, and then he gonna. How many of y'all would have saw Frank? Y'all want to see Frankie? Y'all tell Frankie, come on, man. Tell him come say hey. Tell him don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared, huh? He ran. Scared the cat. Scared the cat? All right, y'all. Let me get a sip of my tea and we'll get it going. Watch he gonna want to come in right when I get settled. Yo, Phelps. You gonna crack the door on me? What? Or what? There he is.
Hello.
Look, he trying to be real quiet. He don't want to say too much because he know I'll catch him off guard with his words.
You cut your internet off.
No, you better not cut the internet off. He cut the internet off like 2 or 3 times before we went live, y'all. He almost stopped the whole live. Marilyn, am I making it up? Marilyn, is that's facts? Am I lying or what? Baruch YAHUAH. All right, that was enough fun. All right, we had fun. Myshpaka, if you got your books, make sure you got them today because we got a lot of scripture. We got a lot of ground to cover today. Let me go ahead and take this down in the background. Oop, wrong button. And let me pull up our study for y'all. Wrong button there. I got y'all. Give me 1 second. We are on part 6. Boom. Fasting with weeping and mourning. Myshpaka. The church has not prepared us. When I tell you, when I started, I didn't even go looking for this. I just happened to realize like every single time the scriptures talked about fasting, I noticed weeping and mourning was sitting right there next to it. Like no joke. Can anybody else let me know? Do you ever remember the church actually taking prayer, fasting, weeping, and mourning and combining them and saying, hey, church, all these things come together? They sure didn't tell us anything that we learned in. I don't feel like they've taught us in detail like we've learned in round 1, which we learned on Shabbat. And I feel confident that what we're going to learn today, they haven't told us. But they always, stuck around. They stuck around with, tell me if I'm wrong on this, prayer and fasting. Prayer and fasting. And then they'll tell you different style of fast. Intermittent fast is one of the most popular ones they like to try to do. And then they may talk about food. They may have some other different versions of fasting. But I have to confidently say the church has not prepared us. And I think that's done intentionally. This is all spiritual warfare. This is spiritual warfare. And fasting, through my studying, I've come to understand that this is a covenant type thing. Like it was expectation. Scriptures never said, if you decide, or on occasion when you decide to fast when times are hard for you. It don't come at you like that. The forefathers, it was like, it was a thing. It was a thing. They did this on a regular. Then you got new covenant, the renewed covenant. It speaks like this. And when you fast, so the expectation is there. The church has watered it down. Look, I'm not going to give the church a break today. So we might have a lot of church moments because this is kind of hurtful. Because I'm realizing how much we could have been really game on I'm experiencing results in my life by fasting now. And when I say results, I'm not talking about magical stuff happening. I'm talking about a clear understanding, examining my true self and some of the stuff I don't like, some of the things I appreciate, some of the things I see growth. I'm asking questions outside of me. You know, what I mean by that is things I'm just trying to understand more about scripture, more about people, more about his expectation. And it doesn't come like audibles. It doesn't come like a magical bullet or whatever. It doesn't come anything like that. It just comes with, you know, hey, a thought. Look into these books. Look into this scripture. Study this. I'll show you something. And then when I see it, it's like, yo, that landed. I just asked you that while I'm fasting. And it all starts to make sense. And then you stop and you ponder, you think about it. Can I get a disclaimer in the comments, please? I'm going to say some tough stuff in a minute. In a second, I'm really going to spew out some stuff that some people might get offended by. I've been thinking about this, and I didn't say this on the other fast, so let me go ahead and say it today. I'm begging for a disclaimer, because the way I'm going to drop this, I think some of y'all are going to get it. And I mean no harm, but I'm going to say it like Yahuwah kind of like put it in my ruach. So, disclaimer, we have been talking about fasting. And the traditional person, notice I didn't say church person, but the traditional person would warn me. I don't know, this popped in my head. They would warn me and say, you know, you're talking about fasting. You might want to let them know, you know, health-wise. And it dawned on me, like, Yahuwah, wait, how do you want me to deliver it? Okay. I think I can deliver this the right way, the way we're supposed to say it. So here we are. You ready for it? I just want to give a disclaimer for anyone who decides they want to participate in fasting and doing it in the way that we are talking about that scripture tells us. In today's time, they kind of give us pre-warnings, but I'm going to give a different version of that warning, but I'm still going to speak that warning. So I'm just going to make it very clear. I'm saying the same thing. I'm saying the same thing. So here's the warning. Here's the warning. If anybody who wants to participate in fasting in the way that we are studying in today and Saturday, it would be wise for you to, if you have health issues, you should go consult with the witchcraft doctor, the warlock that has permission to give the license for pharmakia, which is actually called pharmacy. When you look up pharmakia in Greek, it means witchcraft, sorcery, and witchcraft, sorcery, and poison. So CVS pharmacy actually says CVS witchcraft, sorcery, and poison. So you should really take some time to go consult. Is this landing? Is this hitting? Is this landing? You should take some time to go consult man who are today's witch doctors, and you know, so if that's your thing, I would really encourage you to go, you know, get their permission to make sure that they give you the go ahead to make sure that, you know, the ones that have permissions to write pharmakia, you know, witchcraft, sorcery, and poison, you know, so you got to get their permission to do it the way Yahuwah says we should do it. I just got to throw that out there. I'm saying the same thing. You know, I just want to go on record with making sure that I've said that. So make sure that if you have health issues and make sure you might want to consider going, let me say it one more time, disclaimer in the comments, please, that you might want to consult the sorcerers, the witchcraft, y'all feel me? Today's time they call them doctors. I don't know. but they are licensed to give pharmakia. Look it up. Don't believe me. Fact check me. Witchcraft, sorcery, and poison. They're licensed to give you that. Those people. You know, you might want to consult with them and get their permission to fast the way Yahuwah tells you should do. I just want to go on record with saying it. I said it. I said it. I said it. I said it. Baruch Yahuwah. Let's get it. Fasting with weeping and mourning. Yo, I hope y'all know I'm for real. If going to them is what you feel like you need to do, you do that. But we're not going to sugarcoat what it really is. Baruch Yahuwah. All right. We're going to be in Joel today, Myshpaka. Joel restores missing posture. Fast is not only hunger. The people must lament. The heart must return. Sis, can I get the bottom? Can I get the bottom, please? The pattern is bigger than food. You got it, sis. Thank you. Inside this slide deck, we're going to be hopping into Joel. And the next one, we're going to be peeking into Daniel, Tobit, Sirach, Baruch, and we're going to be covering some New Testament. So we got a lot of ground to cover today, Myshpaka. Let Joel speak clearly. Baruch Yahuwah. We're going to be in Joel 1, where the priests lament. We're going to be in Joel 1, where they sanctify the fast. They also, food gets cut off. That's going to be very interesting because we're going to talk about what that might look like in end times, because apparently that's supposed to happen again, right? Baruch Yahuwah. We're going to be in Joel 2, where turn with fasting, weeping, and mourning. He tells us that in Joel 2. Also, it talks about gathering the people, and that's something that we're going to be doing in our community. But we're not going to be doing it like I'm going to be bold and to the point today. We're not going to be doing it like the Torah movement. Well, Elon, don't you consider yourself like a person that supports the Torah? Yeah, I do. Not the way the traditional, the modern day Torah movement's doing. The modern day Torah movement is missing the fine print. And they're doing things wrong. It looks right, just like the church looked right to us. But they're missing the fine print, and their pride is keeping them from seeing it. So they would turn around and be like, oh, well, Christmas is coming up, so we're going to fast on the 25th. Easter's coming up, so we're going to fast the Easter. Yo, y'all don't know what you're fasting. You're doing nothing. Yahuwah is not hearing you. Because that's not, yeah, does he hate that stuff? Yes, but you're doing it all wrong. You're not even telling people what to do and how to do it. And you don't even know how to do it. So yeah, we're not gathering like them. We're going to gather with intent. We're going to gather by practicing. There's too many people, including myself, who are learning how to fast. It seems scary at first, but I have put my foot in the water first to test the temperature, to make sure that I can confidently say, you can do this, Myshpaka. You can do this. You can let that hunger hit. And I'm gonna do my best to convince you, like, the hunger is what you're supposed to look for. That growl, that ache. You're supposed to lean in. You're not supposed to run from it, because it does something. It wakes you up. It wakes your insecurity up. It wakes the things that's hiding inside of you up. Now the question is, where's the real fight? The real fight is, can you endure it? And can you ask Yahuwah the right questions? Can you set your heart aright? And can you get out of your own way? Can you examine your own fruits? Can you go support others while you're doing it? And can you keep your game on, all is well face, while everyone else is observing you? There's more to it, but pretty much that's everything in a gist. But we're going to go in with a 10. Baruch Yahuwah. Let's keep going. Priest lament. Myshpaka, Meet me in Joel chapter 1. We're starting at verse 13. Joel chapter 1. Let me know in the comments when you are there. What up, Phelps family? Oh, Chuck. Hey, Lord, just shouted us out. Did you hear? Did you see that Marilyn and Frankie, they're close. Maybe we all should link up. Maybe not. I don't know. That's a good idea. I'm trying to, Marilyn, I'm doing my best to mock Tori. I just feel like I'm botching it up. I bet you Jacques just like, babe, he got you good. He got you good. You better shut up. No nookie. Let me stop. All right, I'm let me get serious. Joel chapter 1. I'm coming, y'all. I'm getting there. Joel chapter 1, 13. I'm here. I'm there because that we literally wait, because that we what? Literally me though? What? What is Tori? Why are you speaking like Frankie? Speak English. No, wait. It's Frankie with oh no. Frankie will be like, I got an excuse. English is my second language. He talk like that. He'd be like, you speak. Let me keep going. Joel chapter 1, 13. Let's get it. Gird yourselves and lament, you priests. Well, you attendants of the altar. Whoa. Did y'all catch that? Gird yourselves and lament, you priest. Well, you attendants of the what? Can I get altar in the comments, please? Altar in the comments, please. Altars are important, especially when it comes to his appointed times, the Levites. The altar was important. Let's keep going. Good. Hold on. Can y'all see that? Can I keep it? I'm gonna widen out for you. You got people like Frankie, they be squinting and be like, look, Aki, it was better when you had it out. Hold on. All right. Come lie all night in sackcloth, you attendants of my alua. For the grain offering, grain offering and the drink offering are what? Withheld from the house of your alua. So wait, are you picking up what he's putting down? Yahuwah just said, you priests, the ones that are supposed to be my mouthpieces, the ones that are supposed to talk for me. He said, lament and wail, you attendants of the altar. You have a higher position to speak for me. He says, so I want you to wail and I want you to lament. He says, come all night in sackcloth. So he says, all night he wants these priests, the leaders, to do this all night, to take it serious, to really get in there. Then he turns around and he says, for the grain offering and the drink offering are what can I get withheld from, or whatever version yours says. That says on screen, it says withholding. In my Hallelujah scriptures, it says withheld. What does yours say? So what does that tell you? Yahuwah turned it off. He said, no, I'm turning this off. No offerings. No offerings. No drink offerings. We're turning it off. He's saying he withheld it. Did that land? Why is this important? Why is this important? Let's keep going. It'll make sense to ya. Priests are commanded to lament. Ministers are called to sackcloth. Oh, by the way, that doesn't mean being sackcloth in today's time if you feel like you're a leader. And you better make sure that you are a leader. Just because you feel like you might have a platform. You feel like you might have something important to say. You might want to call yourself a watchman. Doesn't mean you're a leader. If you ain't following this book, if you're not able to be humbled by the book, let me put it to you this way. If you're participating in appointed times and you are passing up like the fine print and you haven't figured out that the laws are not done away with, but you are missing some things so you can't do them, but you're still trying to do them and you're telling everyone else to do them, you're not a priest. I love you, but you're giving Pharisee vibes. Hear me. Don't get upset. You're giving Pharisee vibes. Why are you giving Pharisee vibes? Because you're not looking at the fine print. You just mentioned altar. You would probably see this and you pass up the fact that you would miss the fine print where he says, the offering, drink offering, withheld. He turned it off. So if you were really a leader, Baruch, who hit it against this, if you were a leader, you would have caught that. You wouldn't have just read past it like you run past everything else in scripture. We learn that stuff in Christianity. Excuse me. Let me not say Christianity because it's much bigger than that. We'll say traditional church system. Yo, I'm pulling out all the stops today. I'm not being soft. I'm just gonna shoot it straight with you. I love you. I love you enough to try to either make you uncomfortable. I'm not trying to cause strife. I'm hitting book. Like, so if you're getting offended, like you're getting offended by book. I'm just trying to catch you up. So if it's not vibing with you, maybe this is just not the live for you today, or at all. But over here, we gonna keep book serious. So if you consider yourself a watchman, if you consider yourself a leader, you better be able to say, I see that we're not supposed to do appointed times, but there is something you're supposed to do. We're gonna hit that. Don't worry. The laws are not done away with. I'm not letting up on y'all because you are the second line of defense. And I'm seeing we're losing people to you. We're losing people to this understanding. We're losing people. We coming out of the traditional church only to fall into this quote unquote Torah movement. I fell for it too. And then Yahuwah showed me like, wait a minute, how you gonna turn around and see part of it, but then you see other parts. You don't see what I'm telling you this? Like, oh, snap. There is more sitting right there. We've been reading right over it. And now here I am. We don't read to be approved. We study to be approved. And even I got caught up in it. If you ain't willing to raise your hand up and say, that's on me, then Baruch Yahuwah. The altar is affected. Bang, the altar is affected. The house of Yahuwah feels the loss. The leaders must come first. Come low first. Myshpaka, you know, when I realized that, as much as I hate being called a teacher, I saw you, Jane. I saw you, Catherine. Love you, ladies. They know. Y'all say I'm a leader. Y'all say I'm a pastor. Y'all say I'm a teacher. Y'all know I do not like that. I do not like it. But I do understand that I am put in a position of leadership. And I also understand that the responsibility that's coming out of my mouth, like I can't do anything about it now. It is what it is. So when I was studying this, I personally could not help but think, Yahuwah, you made me do this before even putting this study together. You made me see and understand fasting before I even knew that verse was sitting right there, or at least acknowledge the verse. That made me feel like, okay, Yahuwah, as much as I don't like being called it, I see what you're doing. You naturally put me there first. You naturally wanted me to understand fasting. You wanted me to experience it before I go straight to the Myshpaka. We set the table with other studies leading up to. Now we hit fasting. Now I'm not just saying something. I'm saying like, yo, y'all, in real time, while I started 4 weeks back. On a serious level, I fasted before, but on a serious level, digging in deep, the way we're talking about in these last couple of days or last couple of weeks, you know what I'm saying? On a serious level, 4 weeks back. And I started learning things, and you was teaching me as we go. Now, here's where we're at. Now I get to turn around and say, here's my experience, here's my experience, here's my experience, here's my experience. I've already been through this, and I'm going through this now. The reason why I'm saying this is because there's too many people. You are taking this leadership role, and you're missing the fine print. And if I could be honest, a lot of us do not deserve the position. I don't even like the position. I said it. I don't like being in this position. Some of you run to it, and then you don't even realize you're missing the fine print. What does a person who can't fast because of health issues? Mark, I get it. I get it. I'm just going to say this plain speak. First, all jokes aside, because that is a real thing. If you need to go to your physician, which I'm not going to shy away from it, and I'm serious. So when I say this, I don't know what other way to say it. If you feel like you need to go to your doctor, which is also a person that's licensed to give away pharmakia, and pharmakia is Greek. It's called pharmacy. It's witchcraft, sorcery, and poison. And that person, to me, is a sorceress. They just gave it another title called a doctor. Now, I'm not trying to not go into the doctor. I'm just trying to put the perspective in, because we keep looking over this stuff. But I'm going to say it this way. If you feel like you need to do that to get their opinion on fasting, do so. I'm also going to say this. Yahuwah, help me, because I know how sensitive this is. And I respect people's health issues. I know where they're at. But I also know, Yahuwah, we haven't really given you, all of us, not even the people that we don't have health issues. We're too afraid to get started. We listen to everyone else. We haven't been doing this right. And the way that you request of it in today's time, with the way food is, the way our bodies are, some of our bodies may not even be equipped to do it the way you want us to do it. I'm gonna acknowledge that, Yahuwah. But I also feel like, Yahuwah, like you say who you are, I believe who you are. I've seen things in scripture, and I look up at the world and I'm seeing accurate. And you haven't lied to us. Man has lied. Let me say that again. You have not lied to us, Yahuwah. Man has lied. We're catching them in a lie every single day. You have been upfront. Man has taken your word and twisted it. And then you still, they've layered it out to where you still say your stuff. You still say what you say in this word, but they've hidden you brilliantly. And only the unlock is your name. Then we start realizing, like, wait a minute, it does say that, but it doesn't say it the way we've been taught. It's speaking in another way. So you haven't hid anything, they've hid it. So man's been lying altogether. Like, if man was truly being honest with us, Yahuwah, then the doctors would have been like, hey, everyone, just letting you know, I went to school to be a doctor, licensed. And we are licensed to give out medication, which is, when we done our homework, we had to learn this stuff. In Greek, it's called pharmakia. And in pharmakia, it does say that it means witchcraft, sorcery, and poison. But we're not going to outwardly tell you this as we're prescribing it for you. That might deter you away. But what we will do is we'll tell you that this pill is called Zephyrmizabadam and that you want to take this, once a day. Don't go more than that, or this may happen to you. And if you experience, any vomiting or anything like that, or any dizziness, or don't make sure you have food with this. We're not going to tell you all that stuff. We're going to tell you those things, but we're going to leave out the witchcraft, sorcery, and poison. Is this hitting? Is this hitting? So I want to go on record with saying I'm just trying to keep it real. I am just so trying to keep it real. That's all I'm doing. I'm not saying don't go to the doctor. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you're trying to participate in a fast and you feel like you need to go to the doctor to go get and your health, go do it, man. Go do it. But what I will no longer do is allow their perspective to be hidden behind closed doors. I'm going to say it for what it is. And are they qualified to help? Yes. There are some good doctors out there. There are some good physicians, but what we won't do is ignore what's really going on. I'm not going to ignore it. So I just want to go on record. I do think that if you feel like, hey, this is going on with my body, and I do have a fear. If I want to participate, but if I take it at this level, I'm afraid this may happen. I completely get it. Go to the physician. Talk to them about your concerns. I don't want you to feel like I'm trying to tell you don't. I'm just trying to throw all the cards out on the table that they're not saying, that you're maybe not being unaware of. And I just wanted it all to be considered. That's all, because Yahuwah doesn't get a fair shake. And he's told us this stuff. He's told us to our face. They're not being forthcoming. So what we're going to do is we're going to be forthcoming. Was that all right, Myshpaka? Was that all right? Mark, I applaud that was helpful. I mean, we trying to be 100 over here. I believe that was a good question. I appreciate your question. Somebody needed to hear it. But we said it, right? We said it. Baruch Yahuwah. Let's keep going. Joel 14, next verse. Joel chapter 1, verse 14. Kadesh, it means set apart, or sanctify. Kadesh a fast, call an assembly, gather the elders, all the inhabitants of the land, into the house of Yahuwah your Eluah, and cry out to Yahuwah. Myshpaka. I'm speaking for myself. I ain't speaking for nobody else. I find it very interesting that my book says gather, he says, call an assembly. And here we are, we call we the assembly. That wasn't by mistake in my mind. Some books may say congregation. I don't know. And I couldn't help but think he put it in my ruach, like, okay, I didn't even know I was going to do 4 weeks of fasting of my own and really examining, looking at failures in my fast, letting go of things that's been holding me that I didn't see was holding me, clearing the plate, so to speak, to prepare for something much, much greater. And I feel like Yahuwah put it in my ruach, and this is something we will be doing if you're interested. Though I mentioned this on Shabbat, last Saturday. Towards the end of this, I want to explain to y'all, like, we should do a community. We need to gather. So my attempt as a face, as a person that wants to serve Yahuwah and serve him at a high level, not just in the comments. I'm just being real. I'm willing to say, hey, let's call the assembly and gather together. But we're not going to do it like this Torah movement stuff. We're going to go with intent. Game planned out. We want to, for the ones who have not fasted before, we want to give them the support. We want to give them the encouragement, step by step, weekly process. One thing to focus on next week. It's a 4-week fast, actually a 5-week fast. I'm going to try to tell you again. I mentioned it, 5-week fast. Don't worry about these. Let's focus on week 1. And I'm going to go a little bit more detailed, okay? In the end, we have a slide for this. We're going to talk about it, I promise. Week 1 fast, you focus on one thing, one group of questions, like 4 questions. And that's what everyone's going to focus on. No one's going to get ahead. No one's going to get ahead. So in that week 1, we're going to focus on a set of things just to ask Yahuwah and just dig into during our fast. And we're going to hold tight. We're going to hold the line. We're going to hold the line. You're not going to cave. You're going to focus on those 4 things. I got to be very adamant on trying to tell you this. Then once you get past week 1, just one day out that week, and we'll talk about what that looks like. Don't worry about what the day is yet. Don't worry about that. Week 2, what you're going to do is you're going to take a look at what did you learn and what did you do in week 1. Then you're going to add in week 2's understanding. So now you're doing both simultaneously. What you don't want to do is start on these sets of understandings and then you lose track of these. And you're going to journal everything. I'm going to be on y'all. Journal it. What did you learn in week 1? Write it down. Why? Because you're going to need it in week 2. You're going to need it in week 2. All right, then once you understand week 2, then when we hop to week 3, you're going to know and understand week 1, and you're going to carry week 1 to week 3. You're going to carry week 2 to week 3. Now you have 3. You're building your momentum. You're building your overstanding. You're building it. You get it? You're building it. Now you're getting a little bit more comfortable by week 3. Then by week 4, now you're going to be putting it all together. That's why it's important. You're going to journal. You got to journal on this one. That way you can look at your notes and everything that you've understood, the thing that you've learned, you're going to keep on it. You're going to keep on it. You're going to keep on it. You're going to double down. The things that you haven't gotten answers on, you're going to double down. You're going to double down. You're going to double down. You're going to look for that ache. You're not going to waste the ache. Trust me, this will all make sense. Now by week 5, here's where we need each other. This is where this comes in. Now you see the difference. This is how we, the assembly, how we're going to come together and fast as a community. We're not going to turn around and be like, because it's Christmas, we're going to fast against their pagan holiday. That does nothing. Not if you don't know what you're doing and why you're doing it. We're going to support each other, and we're going to do it. We're going to do it with intentionality. Let's keep going. Baruch Yahuwah. The cry goes to Yahuwah. Elders and the inhabitants gather. A solemn assembly is called. A fast is sanctified. Can I get the bottom of this? The fast becomes communal return. You got it, sis. This is not private hunger only. The elders are gathered. The inhabitants are gathered. The people cry together. We're going to learn how to do this together. The forefathers fast carries more than personal pain. Some questions, some valid questions during this. Do I only fast for myself? Myshpaka, most of us do. The ones who have, come on, man, let's be 100. Can I get some people to say, okay, the ones that say I do fast or I have fasted? Now, what I mean by fast for yourself, here's some examples. You have maybe some loved ones that you, or someone that you care about, they may be going through a challenge, or yourself may be going through a challenge. So what did you do? You fasted for them, right? You fasted for them. It doesn't say, that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. All right. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing, but you were focused on a cluster or your circle, right? You got to go bigger than that at certain stages. At certain stages. Doesn't mean you can't do that. Okay, I want to be very clear. You could do that. But your heart has to be set on a bigger level while you're doing it. That's what I've learned in this season. Like, y'all, I'm starting to learn how to really cry out for people. Like, it was hard for me at first. And occasionally it still is kind of hard. But I'm starting to understand the bigger picture. Like, truth be told, I go on the internet now and I'm watching people and I can't help but think, like, Yahuwah, what do we do? What do we do? These people don't know. They're clueless. Like you got the people that they're still asleep. They're waking up every day. Their eyes are opening. Their bodies are moving, but they're still asleep. They're in straight up slumber mode. You know what I'm talking about. Some of them are laying right next to you. Some of them are under your roof. Some of them you see every other day. They're still slumbering. And then you have some that, quote unquote, have woken up. And they're sleeping with one eye open. Or they squinting. They might as well still be sleeping. I freeze. And I can't help but think, like, man, I watch, example, I was scrolling on TikTok and this Christian influencer, beautiful woman. And I keep thinking, like, yo, you're so close. You keep saying things like you're about to wake up and then you trail right into this Christian stuff. Like, catch it, catch it, catch it. And she was talking and it sounded like she was about to say something impactful. And I'm like, is she going to wake up? Is she about to wake up? And then she fell into this, she was talking about when a person's, waking up, and I can't help but think about, you see a beautiful woman on TikTok and she's wearing this and wearing that and she has this. And then she goes into the comparison. We compare ourselves. And I'm thinking, oh, you went into one of those churchy moments. I thought you were going to say something completely more impactful of waking up. You're still sleep, swipe. I felt bad. I'm thinking, like, yo, these people don't know. And then you hit a TikTok live where they're doing a debate. Oh, is the Trinity a thing? Or oh man. We'll catch one by ear.
I'm coming today.
Long. Nope. Let's go to local. Let's go stream.
Good chance this could be there. So we make in the marriage
live. There we go.
Why do you have a disobedient heart? Because you have the abomination that makes desolate sitting in it. When you have Jesus Christ sitting in your temple as God,
Then took they stones to cast him, but Jesus hid himself and went out of the temple going through the midst of them, so passed by. So Jesus got low. He's like, okay, cool. I ain't got to stay. They heard what I said. Now they want to
the room is? I don't know what that is. Hey, Mo shared the live. Juan, can you
15 minutes. So in your case,
After you eat your truck driver, pull it over, pull it over, pull it over, and walk for 15 minutes.
October 7th excuse that Israel likes to use. Okay, the latest estimates from Mariupol are 27 to 80,000.
Very similar position to me.
And I do believe in being perfected in Christ. I do believe that the sky's the limit. That when we have this spirit and we have Jesus as an example and we talk to him and we have him close and near to us.
There was a gentleman that came in about 2 weeks ago, and he personally said, "What kind of perfume do you like?" And I told him, I said, "Tom Ford, bitter."
We have enough in the stock, okay? Because the coupons will be gone in no time. But if you're looking for speed, we got you covered, okay?
I just closed it out. Why is it still playing?
60 miles of range.
Stop
So
playing.
More range than
No.
there as well.
Quit.
The bike
Cut
is
off.
great.
Close everything out. Okay, the reason why I shared that is because, do you see the distraction? I mean, they're Jacques, heartbreaking. They're clueless. They don't know. They don't know. One lady mentioned perfume. That's witchcraft. Yep. Cologne, witchcraft. Come on, man. Fallen angels. Book of Enoch. Then you got people talking about JC. They don't know. They don't know. You got people selling products. Like, yo, you trying to sell products right now. Yahuwah about to take all that away. And it's heartbreaking. Just like Jacques said, heartbreaking. I'm learning to want to halal for all of them. When we get to the Daniel part, you'll understand more. Baruch Yahuwah. Can I carry the people before Yahuwah? Moses sure did. Daniel sure did. We're going to get to that. Can I cry for the land and the house and the assembly? Myshpaka, that was hard for me at first. I'm starting to understand how to do so. Can I tell y'all something, how I started really getting there? I started being more soft towards the people that I know that considers me the bad guy. They look at me like the enemy. This season has been so important for my growth. Yahuwah showed me how to truly forgive people who are just being the ugliest and the nastiest. I'm not going to act like I don't have moments, but he's shown me how to really let things go and really trust him, and then take a look at the person at a different lens, through his lens, not through our own. And he's got me looking at these spirits. Yeah, I think if y'all been hanging out with us for, I don't know, the past year, you probably noticed, like this year, I have been adamant on spiritual warfare. And I cannot express I've learned how to truly forgive when someone in other people's eyes can be unforgivable. And it doesn't mean that I don't protect myself spiritually. I've learned how to distance myself and not be the person that says I'm gonna love them from a distance, but distance myself and halal properly, the way the forefathers do it and the way Yahuwah wants us to have our heart set. That right there has helped me get to a point to where I could cry for people at a bigger scale. That's what I'm starting to pick up, where I can turn around and say, I have to distance myself from this type of person because of this. It's called spiritual warfare protection in my mind. Then I can also look at that person and say, they just don't know. And because I know that these spirits are real, I'm not going to hold it personal. I might have a personal moment of feelings about something, but I see the bigger picture. I see how it all works. And I also know if I participate in a certain way, then I give in to these spirits. And if this other people or persons or anybody else are already participating, I already know the outcome. I know what's going to happen because the book tells us. And Yahuwah has been so accurate on telling us everything. I'm not going to stop believing him now. I'm gonna lean in, and I'm gonna believe every word that he says. He showed us his name, and he has not lied. Everybody who's still in slumber, that's not on us while they're slumbering and they don't see it. He showed us where his land is. He showed us that we'll just say United States is hiding it. No, they're not even hiding it. United States has safely tucked it away and just didn't tell you that they knew. They didn't tell you. We're fully aware on who the people are. We're just not going to speak on it out loud. We're not going to tell you that we documented it under our hood. We're not going to tell you that it's sitting right there. It's up to you to go look for it. We're not going to put it inside of our curriculums for you to learn this. It's for us to know, for you to find out. He showed us this. And it matches with his word. That's the part that catches my attention. He's like that nonstop. Then he turns around and says, "Hey, my people, the people who I am talking about, they didn't take from any other nations. We just come on, vibe with me on this. They're going to lose their identity. They're not going to know who they are." And sure enough, that's exactly what we're doing in today's time. I mean, black folk is over here saying, they're not the people. We're real Israel. Are you? Are you? Are you real Israel? Because you seem to know that Deuteronomy 28 and a lot of the book is referring to you. You see that. But you skip over the parts where he says that you're going to lose your identity. But you claim Israel. So what's the real name? It's not Israel. It's Yasharal. Boom. He didn't lie to us again. He told us the truth. But you who say, I'm Israel, I'm real Israel. You haven't went deep enough to see that. You see this part, you skip over that part, the fine print. You are Yasharal. Let them be Israel. They stole your identity for a reason because it's in the book and Yahuwah gave them permission to do that. And then in Revelation, he said he's going to take it away from them later on. Right now, they get to have it. They get to have it right now, and you don't. And you got to be okay with that. Right now, they got his support. They got his support.
Revelation 2:9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews, and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
But he also calls them out. And that support is limited.
Revelation 3:9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews, and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee.
And what we need to do is stop murmuring. We need to stop complaining. United States is screwing us over. Yeah, we know that. We know that. The book says that they get permission to do so. So we need to stop whining about it. We need to start endorsing what he's telling you to do. Stuff like gather the people, come together, learn how to fast, learn his true commands. Don't miss the fine print. See that he's saying, don't do this, do this. Don't only see where he says this, do this forever, for all generations, and miss the part where he says, in the land. In the land. The land ain't in America. You know what America is? Here's America. Here's America.
Is that in that new building off the side?
That's in Memphis, actually.
It's in Memphis?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's where you were?
Yeah.
I see.
Memphis, the capital of ancient Egypt.
Right. Yeah, you're bringing what?
Perhaps that's where our new God will come from.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Yeah, I wish that was funny.
Babylon, Egypt. That's America. So what you're doing is you acknowledge the land is in Africa, and you skip over the fine print where he says in the land. In the land. He didn't say outside the land. He didn't say in the West. He didn't say while you're in captivity. He's saying, I'm exiling you because your forefathers have forsaken me. They have, Ezekiel says, they've blasphemed my name. Oh, but you've picked up the same thing. You're calling him G-O-D and L-O-R-D. So you call him out of his name. You're blaspheming his name. And then Isaiah says that they profane my name. Profane my name. And then Jeremiah says that the prophets make his people, his words, the prophets make his people forget my name. So then when he turns around and says his name's important, he says, sing to his name, praise his name, give esteem to his name. You're not picking up on that, but you picked up, we the people, Africa, with slave trades, black power this, black power that, but you quick to call
the letter
this.
Name of a chief Canaanite god means Lord. David.
When it's Baal.
Yes, B-A-A-L.
You okay with him sharing the name with the bad guys, and you don't even know who Baal is. You so stuck in the New Testament, you don't even realize there's a bad guy called Baal. The church got you thinking you only dealing with Satan. You didn't know that there's a bigger play going on. You didn't know that Satan, Hasatan, is ruling a whole kingdom. And he's telling you this in the New Testament. He's telling you like, yo, the bad guys is organized, dude. They're organized. We're not. We're deceived. Baruch YAHUAH had a moment. Squirrel. Let's continue. Food cut off. Joy withered. Joy is withered. Let's keep going. We're still in Joel. Joel, chapter 1:15. If we're having fun, can we get a Baruch YAHUAH in the comments, please? Alas, for the day of YAHUAH is near, and it comes as destruction from El Shaddai. Shaddai. I can't pronounce that. We're just gonna keep it moving. 16. Is not the food cut off before your eyes, joy and gladness from the house of our Yahuwah? Yo, do you realize, that sun is beaming? Come on, I'm gonna have this right here. You realize what he's saying? He's saying, yo, I'm cutting off your food. You don't want to fast to me? You don't want to do it right? Look, he says, what, in 13? He says, pastors, gird yourselves. You need to lament all night because it's about to go down. He says, I'm cutting off all the food, cutting off everything, cutting off all the altars. I don't want none of that stuff right now. What I want some heart change. And I want some heart change. You better gather all the assembly, gather everybody. Everybody better be doing it. The whole assembly better fast to me. We about to do a heart check. I'm about to cut off your food. I'm about to make sure you're either going to do one of two things. Either you're going to come crying to me right, or you're going to act a fool. You're either going to see me for who I am, and you're going to start asking the right questions, and you're going to start humbling yourself, or you're going to act a donkey. It's going to be one of the two. Hit it again, sis. What do you think a famine is? I'm paraphrasing. Y'all know it. Some of y'all know it. Some of y'all don't. Look, Revelations. It says tribulation starts when the what happens. When the what happens. when there's problems with the oil and the what? The gold. The oil and the gold. The oil and the money. Is this landing? Tribulation happens when it comes to that. Do you not see? Open your eyes. Do you not see it's pretty much happening right now? What time frame? I'm not calling it for Yahuwah. I'm not calling it for tomorrow. I'm not calling it for next month. I'm not calling it next week. I ain't even calling it next year. But you could tell the pieces of the puzzle are falling into place. So I'm just going to say it like this. A possible famine looks very possible. And don't you dare ignore the fact that he told you in advance. He told you in advance that a famine is going to hit in end times. I see you, Jacques. Can we do it? Can we, Myshpaka, y'all cool with a song break? Jock, you on to something? You on to something? I see you. I'm feeling that. May I give permission to do a song break? New Myshpaka, I think you'll appreciate. You might want to listen to the lyrics. Tori, be quick to tell us that this is Jacques' ringtone. Baruch, YAHUAH. We love the Phelps. Or should I mess around and say Phillips? I'm just playing.
We in the days of prophets of birth pains, rising creation is draw. Keep your lamp lit, keep your heart right, cause the signs hit harder when you step in the light.
And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him to take peace from the earth. Revelation 6 verse 4. Spoken war and chaos before the final roar.
Birth pains hitting like thunder in the night. Signs all around, but they still want the light. Coming soon, keep your soul upright, cause the world gonna shake when the kingdom take flight. Birth pains, birth pains, birth pains, I get light. Birth pains, birth pains, I get light. Birth pains, I get light.
There shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. 2 Esdras 9 verse 3. Spoken shaken in the streets before the trumpet release.
Wasn't the rumors, they rumble and waves. Nations in chaos, the problems behave. Hearts turn cold while the wicked parade, but the remnants stand strong and the truth they obey. Earth growing loud like a woman in pain. Some moons tossing the commas refrain. Every storm shall judgment on the land. Every tremor warm and to understand. They mock the signs cause their eyes going dim, but the book been speaking and the truth not slim. We watch, we pray, we stay awake, cause the ground shake heavy when the Shamayim break.
You shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled. Matthew 24 verse 6. Spoken fear fall back when the faithful stand tall.
Watch out, watch the sign. Birth pains rising a warning line. Birth pains hit the night, thunder in the night. Signs all around, but they still want the light. Coming soon, keep your soul upright, cause the world gonna shake when the king takes flight. Birth pains, birth pains, time get it. Birth pains, birth pains, birth pains, birth pains, birth pains, time get it.
All these are the beginning of sorrows. Matthew 24 verse 8. Spoken first contractions before the breakthrough.
Blood's rolling when the land won't say. Fires burn high when the wind misplays. Hearts fear fast when the sky turn red, and the ground cry true for the tears we shed. Men celebrate sin in a drunken trance. Earthquake rumble, break their dance. For the ones who endure gonna stand on a rock when the trumpet calls for the world in shock. When famine creeping and wealth turn vain, when the idols fall and the proud complain, when the darkness spreads and the night grow long, the faithful rise up with the rooftops on. Can I get Baruch, YAHUAH in the chat? Bring heat, drop room, YAHUAH. If you walk these streets, don't complain. When the darkness spreads, world in shock. When famine creeping when the idols fall and the proud complain, when the darkness present on the world and shout, when famine creeping and wealth turn vain, when the idols fall and the proud complain, when the darkness present.
When famine creep in and the world turn vain, the book says it's going to happen. I'm going to keep playing it, y'all, but I just wanted to make sure that we didn't miss that. When famine creeps in and the world turns vain, it's an expectation that is book. The question is, hit it again, sis. The question is, are you going to be prepared and not turn vain that you're going to be in the first column? Now's the time to start learning how to fast. Let's keep going with this song.
And the night grow long, the faithful rise up with the rooftops on. Can I get Baruch, YAHUAH? In the chat, bring heat, drop room, YAHUAH. If you walk these streets, type remnant awake. If you done retreat, the assembly stand ready to the cycle complete. To the word, do not trust us. Defeat, open up the book and confirm the beat. Let's go. Signs line up, we will not fold. When the world lose heart, we stay bold. When the night press close, we go toe. When the trumpet sound, we rise in light. The pains rise, but the remnant fight.
Now it is high time to wake out of sleep. Romans 13 verse 11. Spoken wake up cause the dawn break deep.
Hitting like thunder in the night. Hey, signs all around, but they still want the light. Yahuwah, coming soon, keep your soul alive. Cause the world gonna shake when the king they play. It's time to get it tight. It's time to get it tight. Stay watching, stay ready.
Baruch YAHUAH. Baruch YAHUAH. Myshpaka. Let me get back to this right there. Bang. No, wait, yeah, I'm gonna hold it right there. Frankie, could you see? Is that good for you? Let me stop because he'll walk in here and be like, yes, Aki, I can see that. Baruch YAHUAH. Myshpaka, we are at did that land? I hope that landed. Let's get going. The day of Yahuwah is near. Food is cut off. Joy is cut off. Gladness withers from the house of Alua. Loss exposes the heart. Myshpaka. That's what this is about. That's why it's important to learn how to fast now. It's important to dig into it now. Because when you got no choice and there's no food, people are going to do it by default. And then you're going to have people that are going to go, they're going to do some crazy stuff just to put food in their stomach. And if you have already trained yourself to speak to Yahuwah during those time frames, that's when you're going to realize when the book says in Deuteronomy, and it's repeated in a renewed covenant, most commonly known as the New Testament, excuse me, that man does not live just on bread alone, but by the word of the Most High Yahuwah. That's when you're going to realize, like, yo, hold up. If he answered me when I was plowing, then he was showing me things. Then when I was doing my fast, I was doing some plowing. I started really getting in deeper. And now that everyone's in this position, I can trust him. I can trust him. You'll know what to do. You'll know how to do it. You can hang on. You can hang on much, much better and longer than everybody else. Why? Because you've been there, done that. It ain't nothing new to you. He's going to guide you better. Baruch YAHUAH. Let's keep going. We're at 17. The seed has rotted under their clods. Storehouses are laid waste. Granaries are broken down, for the grain has withered. Verse 18. How the beasts moan. So the animals are also affected. The herds of the cattle are restless because they have no pasture. The flocks of the sheep also perish. Myshpaka. Yahuwah is saying he cutting everything off. He's saying he cutting everything off, even the animals, the earth's animals is going to feel it. That's what happened during that time frame. You know he's going to do it again. He ain't holding nothing back. Baruch Yahuwah. And let's not forget, in this section, he what did he do? Let's go over this. Let's not forget. Verse 13, he said priest. He said the leaders. He said you have a responsibility. You have a responsibility, the leaders. He said to gird yourselves. He said lament. He said lament. He said that the grain offerings and the drink offerings are shut off from the altar. He said you're supposed to do it all night long in sackcloth. So what you're supposed to do as the leader, if you consider yourself a leader, you better be in that book humbled enough to say, I'm a leader. If you ain't following the book, we talked about this. If you coming in late, you might want to rewind and go back on replay and check that out and identify if you're really a leader. Not everybody, just because you say you're a watchman, it means you are. You could be leading people straight to Sheol. You better make sure that you're not doing that. You better make sure that you're humble to this book. I got to be very careful and clear to let you know this. Examine your own fruits. If you feel like you qualified to show people and tell people what's in this book, if you feel like you qualified to talk about a calendar, a Shabbat, appointed times, anything, you better make sure that you qualify yourself according to scripture. Test your own fruits to this book. And some of you might be like, well, you doing the same? Yes, I'm on record for doing it. I do it all the time. We ain't talking about me. We talking about you. I have humbled myself time and time again, so we ain't talking about me. The question is for you, the one that be doing the appointed times in the West. If you did Passover this year and you telling everybody Passover, you might have a problem. You ain't a leader. Gulp. Did he just say that? Yeah, I said that. You missing the fine print. Somebody's got to tell you. Somebody's got to tell you. He said, tied to the land. I'm going to double down on you. I'm trying to help you here. I'm trying to help you. Let me say this very clear before we move forward. You cannot turn around and identify that the people come from West Africa, from the slave trades, and then tie it to Deuteronomy chapter 28. You cannot do that and then turn around and celebrate all the appointed times in the West. You cannot do that. You know what you're saying? You're saying we identify everything that's went down in Africa. You know what you're also saying? I don't know that Africa's seasons is 6 months different than the West. What you're really saying is, I don't know that while I'm trying to do the month of Abib for Passover, in March and in April, I don't know that, even though I agree that it happened in Africa, I don't know that March and the first of the year is not in March and April. I'm unaware of this knowledge. I got so caught up in slave trades in Deuteronomy chapter 28, I didn't go deep enough to take a look at the times and the seasons. Oh, wait. The book says the times and the seasons. Oh, so that must be important. So he's telling you the times and the seasons. And for some reason, you figured out Africa, but you ain't looking at Africa's times and seasons. Africa times and seasons for the month of Abib in the beginning of the year would be anywhere in September, October, and November. So while you're doing Passover and teaching people Passover, and I'm using Passover as a starting point, because if you look at the fine print, you missing temple, you missing altar, you missing land. Your high priest, Yahushua. But Yahushua tells you, and can I keep going, y'all? Can I keep going? I gotta make sure that these people who think that they are qualified, that they reevaluate their qualification, because if they don't, they might be really screwing up. So when Yahushua tells you this is Yahushua's words. So when Yahushua turns around and he says in Revelation chapter 22, write it down. Revelation chapter 22. We're going to start at verse 13. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Wait for it. Baruch. Baruch means blessed. Well, wait, what does he say? But Baruch are those doing his commands, so that the authority shall be theirs unto the tree of life, and to enter through the gates into the city. So you know that New Jerusalem is coming here. You know that there's no going up to heaven, no going down to hell. You know that you get rest until the end. You figured that part out. You figured out the land. But you can't turn around and say, well, Yahushua just said what? In verse 14, he said, Baruch, so blessed, Baruch are those. Are you those? Are you one of those? Baruch are those doing what? His commands, so that the authority, so then you have the authority. The authority shall be theirs. Then you have the authority to do what? Theirs unto the tree of life to enter through the gates of the city. So if you over here saying, oh, Africa, and then you doing everything in the West instead of focusing on Africa's times and seasons, and then you teaching other people to do it, you're not a teacher. You're not a teacher. You're leading people astray. We're going to keep going. Did that land? I'm curious if somebody knew. And when I say new, I'm not talking about somebody new. I'm talking about somebody who's like, yo, hold up. That makes sense. I've been saying that. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. I might need to reevaluate this. I'm curious if your attention got caught to sit back a little bit, take another look inside this book. Baruch YAHUAH. Not saying you can't be a teacher, but you need to examine the book. Baruch YAHUAH. Let's keep going. Seed rots. The cattle groans. Barns are broken down. Creation feels the judgment. The land mourns when the people are out of order. Let's keep going. Verse 19. Joel is lit. Hold on. How many people like Joel is a read? Joel, no. Shame. Joel is a study. Joel is not much. It is three short chapters. 3 short chapters. And you know what you find out in Joel? You find out that the Greeks are the bad guys. When I was studying Joel, I couldn't help but think like, yo, hold up, wait. YAHUAH, so if you're not feeling the Greeks, and then when I study Maccabees, the Greeks did some nasty stuff to us. YAHUAH, why is it that I can't find anything good that the Greeks did for us? They burned the books. They traded your people. That's said in Joel. Like the Greeks is pretty much, you don't like them. You're not a fan at all. It just seems like they're part of the bad guys. Oh, whoa. Hold up. YAHUAH, wait. Daniel, chapter 2. You gave the statue. You said the head of gold, Babylon. Head of gold, Babylon. Then you say the arms and the chest area of silver. So this silver, that's Medo-Persia. Then you got the bottom part of the chest down to the kneecaps, that area, the thigh area, that's bronze, and that's brass, bronze. I don't know. I'm brain fart right now, but that's Greece. Wait a minute. We're walking into King Alexander. We're walking into the Greeks. Then you got the legs. The legs is iron. So that wait. Isn't that Rome? That's Rome. And you saying that these are the bad guys, and you saying that they gonna be set up, you're gonna set them up for success to try us. You said you're gonna set them up in the latter days. So they the bad guys. Why are we following Greek doctrine? Why are we approving it? If the Greeks are the bad guys, So the Greek Yahuwah, if Joel said the Greeks suck, the Greeks ain't cool. Why it seem like we okay with Greek doctrine? We okay with the name changes. We okay with the adjustments, bruh. Yo, what is that over there? YouTube, sis, you see that? Spamming much? What is that? I hope they behaving themselves. Let me take a peek. Hold on, YouTube, y'all good over there? Something caught my attention. That's a lot. So make sure you're behaving yourself. You like just taking a peek real quick. Yeah, Benita, I got a question. That you okay? You okay? I'm with you, Benita. Yo, let us know if you all right. All right. Okay. Make sure you're good. What is that? What is that about? Yo, Sari, you over there on YouTube, sis? Kendra? Need you to keep an eye out over there. Make sure everybody's all right. Make sure everybody good. All right. Baruch YAHUAH. Let's keep going. Verse 19 and 20 in Job. Bonita's like, I don't know. Bonita, she over there, Facebook and YouTube. Baruch YAHUAH. All right, 19. Let's get it. I cried to you, Yahuwah, for fire has consumed the pastures of the wilderness, and a flame has lit on fire all the trees of the field. Verse 20, even the beasts of the field cry out to you, for the water streams are dried up, and the fire has consumed the pastures of the wilderness. Myshpaka, can I really encourage you, like, if you aren't like taking a really slow look at nature is very interesting. Like me and Frankie was running some errands today, and it was funny because as we were cutting into the neighborhood, we saw a bunch of the blackbirds. Like you saw them in a distance. We're heading towards them, and you can see them all in a group, and they're flying across this way, right? They're like, right? And I was like, you see them? Because like they the troublemakers. It's like 9 of them, and they are slick. They are smart. They be setting up the neighborhood birds. I be feeling bad for the neighborhood birds, but then the neighborhood birds be doing some brilliant stuff. They set up sentries, and they fight back. But then they get suckered in, and then you got a third set. You got the little birds, the medium-sized birds, then you got the black birds, then you got the big hawks, the big ones. I mean, they are massive, right? And they come in. The other week, it was almost like all-out war. It was very interesting to watch, all-out war. My point to all this is nature. They're smarter than you think. We overlook it. They know what's going on. They know Yahuwah. We don't. The book says that they know. They get it. They know. We just don't. If they can only tell us. But in reality, they are. By doing what they do. By squirrels being squirrels, dogs being dogs, nature itself. And he's telling you they're all going to be affected. Robin, you tried me. Mang it. I saw you, sis. Baruch YAHUAH. The prophet cries to Yahuwah. Fire has devoured. Waters are dried up. Even the beasts cry out. Don't waste calamity. Let it become a cry. Famine is not automatically righteous fasting. Deprivation, I hope I said it right, can expose panic. Myshpaka, you're going to either be a person that's going to be acting this way or acting that way. Chosen fasting trains the soul. That's why it's important for us to start learning how to fast now. Joel teaches how to cry when loss comes. Famine exposes. Myshpaka, I don't know if y'all see it, but famine's coming. The question is when. And only Yahuwah can determine that, right? Prepare yourselves now. Get ready for it. Turn with all your heart. Let's keep going. Joel chapter 2, verse 12. Joel chapter 2, verse 12. We still in Joel, so it doesn't have much to go. Yet even now, declares Yahuwah, turn to me with all your heart, and with what? With fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning. Yo. And yet, even now, declares Yahuwah, turn to me with all your what? Your heart. He know my heart. He know my heart. He know that when I perform this Passover here in the West in my backyard, and even though he tells us he wants it in the land over there, he knows my heart is in the right place. You better study Matthew chapter 15, where he talked about the Pharisees, his people, just like you said. He knew their heart too. He called them out on it. He said their hearts. He called them hypocrites. And he said that with whatever's in your heart, it comes out. It defiles the man. And yes, he was not talking about food. So you might want to recheck that. In the traditional church, we already know. That applies for you too. I'm on a tour of people today. Traditional church, you fall in it too easy. Let's keep going. Baruch Yahuwah. Turn with all the heart. Turn with what? Fasting. Turn with weeping, and turn with mourning. So he ain't trying to hear that. He know my heart business. He's saying, yo, you better show some weeping, some mourning, some fasting. You better humble yourself, is what he's saying. Let's keep going. 13. And tear your heart and not your garment, and turn back to Yahuwah Eluah, for he shows favor and is compassionate, patient, and of great kindness, and he shall relent concerning the evil. What? Tell me where that fits in with, he know my heart, he know my heart. That is plain speak. That's A plus B equals C. Baruch Yahuwah. The garment, do not only rent your garment. The posture must be inward, not a costume, not a custom. The custom. Which one is that? Costume, sis? Costume. Don't be laughing at me, sis. I'm having a brain fart right now. Y'all, it's all good. Heart, render the heart. Sis, y'all should see. Every time I do something like that, Marilyn did it. If y'all know Marilyn did an emoji. She'd be like, ay, ay, ay. She doing it right now. Ay, ay, ay. Frank, am I lying? Oh man, y'all saw how like I just diverted my dyslexia. Put it on Maryland. Let's get going. The heart, render the heart. Return unto Yahuwah. Don't tear the garment until, really says you're gonna block it right when I'm reading. Until protecting the heart. Let's go. Nero, I saw you. Brain fart. I get it. That's funny. You got me. You made yourself a target. I'm gonna get you later. Gather the people. I see you laughing, sis. Gather the people. Let's go. Blow the trumpet. Verse 15. Blow the ram's horn in Zion. Kadesh, that means set apart or sanctified. A fast, call an assembly. Verse 16. Gather the people. Kadesh, that means set apart or sanctified. He doubles down on it. He says, the assembly, assemble the elders, gather the children and those that nurse on breast. That means the babies. That means the babies, the mothers who having babies. Let the bridegroom come out from his room and the bride from her dressing room. Yo, so he's like, yo, everybody in the building, come forward. Everybody assemble. Everybody's about to fast. The trumpet is blown. The fast is sanctified. The congregation is gathered. No one is treated as outside the call. The whole assembly is called low. That means everybody. When he hits that fast, what do you think is going to happen? When he hits that famine, what do you think is going to happen? Everybody's going to be called low. It's a thing. Let the priest, the ministers of Yahuwah. Oh, my bad. I started reading from the screen. I want to read from the book. Let the priests, servants of Yahuwah, weep between the porch and the altar. Let them say, spare your people, O Yahuwah, and do not give your inheritance to reproach for the Gentiles to rule over them. Why should they say among the people, where is our Lua? You know what? Yo, that makes sense to me. Like, I'm on the people who call you consider yourself a leader. Why? Look at this verse. We're going to go nice and slow. It says, let the priests, the servants of Yahuwah. So you're a watchman, right? You're a servant. You're a leader. You are called to do this thing. Really? Okay. Let's test that according to this verse. Let's break it down real slow and let's see what it says. Let's see if you fit this. Myshpaka, y'all let me know if the majority fits this. Or do you think that they'll fall short? Watch the fine print. Let the priest, servants of Yahuwah, weep between the porch and the altar. Let them say, spare your people, O Yahuwah, and don't give them, wait. Let's back this up. Watch this. Tell me if you see this happening with most people online. He says, let the priest, we're going to say the leaders, the ones that say that they are called. You are a watchman. You are here to wake up the people. Servants of Yahuwah, weep between the porch and the altar. I don't see none of y'all able to weep. I see nothing but strife. I see you trying to be right in the comments all the time. I see you trying to force calendars down people's throats. I see you missing the fine print, arguing that you're supposed to do it this way, supposed to do it that way. I can't even see you saying, spare your people, O Yahuwah, while you're in the comments, while you're chastising everybody. But you a leader of the church, you a watchman. The book says you got to be able to do that. If you can't do this now, do you think when this happens, you're suddenly going to have a heart change? You're suddenly going to be able to do it? You know, some of you be like, oh, AI is the devil. You chastise we the assembly or somebody else. I'm calling what it is. You can't get past that. You don't see Yahuwah getting served. You don't see his name being told. You don't see the esteem being given by anybody, but you see yourself being right. So how in the world are you going to consider, let the priest, the servants of Yahuwah, weep between the porch and the altar, and let them say, spare your people, O Yahuwah, and do not give your inheritance to reproach. Yo, you not a Moses. Moses did that. You don't have the heart to be able to do that. Because I see nothing but bickering. It's pride, strife, discord. You can't even bring yourself to do that now. Is this hitting? Is this hitting? Is this landing? Man. Mirror moment? That's a mirror. Let's keep going. Priests weep. They cry, spare thy people. They stand between the porch and the altar. The name of Yahuwah is at stake. The name of Yahuwah is at stake. Spare thy people, O Yahuwah. All right, we done with this one slide. We ain't done. We got some ground to cover. We having fun. Y'all having fun? Baruch Yahuwah? Let's take that one down. Now let's do that. Boom. Let's pull up the next one. Sis, we might have to have another study because I don't know if we're gonna cover some ground, but man, yeah, we got look, Myshpaka, I'm not going to shortcut Yahuwah when it comes to this subject. Praying and fasting and weeping and mourning, we have not been taught, and this is very, very important. So I'm gonna be very clear. If I don't finish tonight, we're not gonna finish tonight. But what I will do is I'm gonna make sure that I take my time. I'm gonna make sure I'll be clear what I'm learning, what this book is saying. I'm gonna try to be a leader. That's what I'm gonna try to be. I'm gonna try to be a good leader, and what I'm not gonna do is rush this. The church is not giving us justice. So if we don't get to finish, then we finish the rest of it on Shabbat. But what I'm not going to do is we still got plenty of time. I'm just letting y'all know that I'm not rushing past this. So, to be honest, we got this slide, which we just starting. And if I'm looking at my notes, this is 7. We got 8, 9, 10. We got 3 more slides, 3 more. And we got a 42 minute podcast. Yeah, we got some ground to cover. So if we don't cover everything, we're just going to trail it over to the next Shabbat. Or I might even come in early and do it midweek. I'm not sure yet. Not 100% sure. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to shortcut Yahuwah on this topic, and I'm not going to shortcut you. So we're going to take our time. We're going to enjoy book, and we're going to crawl through scripture. We study to be approved. Baruch Yahuwah. Daniel. This one's about to get good and fun. Make sure you're taking notes. Daniel set his face to seek books, fasting, confession, and I'm going to say overstanding. Myshpaka, can I beg you? I'm going to widen out for a moment. Can I beg you really lean into this? Why? Because Daniel was... Yahuwah, help me with my words. Help me with my words. Daniel is the direction that Yahuwah has been pointing me to. Ooh, got that ringing. Daniel is our example. Daniel is the example. Daniel is why is Daniel the most example? He's the best example for our time frame. Because Daniel was taken out of, he was put in captivity when he was a child, when he was a boy. A wise boy at that. So he was aware of the laws. He got to participate. Then he got put in captivity in Babylon. And guess what you notice? Daniel didn't do any of the feast days. He didn't. He couldn't. And you'll notice that. His heart posture. He recognized what was really happening. He addressed it all. Daniel is our example. I cannot stress this enough. Yahuwah's been showing me this. Daniel's going to show us he's going to show us straight up. Daniel's learned like we learn. He learned from books. You're going to learn this right off the rip. He learned from books. He didn't learn from prophets. He learned from books. And then Yahuwah showed up for him. Just like us. What do you learn? You learn from books. Yahuwah taught him through the word. Taught him through the word and walked him down the path, and Daniel had the right heart posture. He did not do Passover in his backyard in Babylon. He also did not do any of the appointed times. No, he did not. But what he did do is he set his heart aright. Yes, Daniel learned Babylonian technology, but he didn't give his heart to Babylonian technology. When Neb said, bow down when you hear the music, Daniel and his homies, they didn't bow down to the music. Daniel had his name changed, Belazazar and Madzak, Czak, and Abednego. Y'all know what I'm saying? Sorry, y'all, new Myshpaka. Come on, just vibe with me on this. Sometimes I just can't say the names, but it is what it is. But wait, how can we relate? Same thing happened to us. Do you think my last name is really Townsend? No, I'm Yasseral. I'm supposed to have a Hebrew name. Okay, you know what's crazy? You know what's so crazy? My mom named me after a singer, I think in the 40s or something, 60s. Baby girl, I don't know. Help me out. She'll let me know. And when I did some research on my name, guess what my name is? My mom didn't even know this. I don't think she knew. She named me after a singer because she liked his song or his music or something like that. Come to find out, my name is Hebrew. How ironic. I have a Hebrew name, didn't know it, and my name means great oak tree or oak tree. And I dug deeper, and it's tied to the roots of the land. And then it's crazy how I found out about we in a different land. Our land is Africa. You see how this is? I'm like, yo, hold up. Yahuwah, did you do this on purpose? Like, did you put this in a Ruach to like do that? And then she not know, and then the tie to the land and the people in Yahudah. Like, yo, that's fly. I cannot make this up. I cannot make. Tori, I looked at Marilyn like this. She was waiting for me to peek. Mary, you can see Marilyn go. She's like, I knew you didn't see it. Really, sis? That's what we doing? Baruch Yahuwah. Let's keep going. Let's get into some Daniel. This is gonna be lit. It's gonna be so fun. Daniel did not fast around guilt. Daniel fasted with confession. He carried the people before Yahuwah. He sought to, we're going to say, overstand with a low heart. Clean fasting does not hide guilt. In this slide deck, we're going to be in Daniel 9, Daniel 10, and Daniel 9, Daniel 10. And we're going to be covering Daniel more in the next slide deck. Let Daniel speak in order. Daniel overstood by books. We're going to learn that. He's going to say that to us. So he learned by books, specifically Jeremiah. You'll see that. Daniel set his face. He confessed for the people. He pled for the city and sanctuary. He mourned 3 full weeks. Daniel's words were heard from the first day. Daniel understood by books. Let's go. Daniel 9. Meet me in Daniel 9, Myshpaka. I'm almost there. Wait. Am I? Wait. Hold on. I am going backwards. Let me know in the comments when you are there. I'm behind y'all. I'll get there. I got to go backwards. There we go. Daniel 9. I am there. Daniel 9. I am there. DK is there. Edward, what up, Aki? All right. What up, Robin? What up, sis? All right, let's get this. In the first year of Darius, the son of y'all. New Myshpaka. Yes, when it comes to some of these names, I don't know how to say them. Okay, so just I'm gonna go ahead and say it because sound it out, Elon. I still struggle. All right, so we just gonna just yeah, have fun. You can laugh. It's all good. I'm gonna butcher them, but I'm gonna try. The son of. Okay, I'm not gonna try. I'm gonna pass that up. Really, sis? That's what we doing? That's what we doing? Okay, all right. Of the seed of the meat of the Chaldees, who was appointed the sovereign over the reign of the the Medes. Hold on, I gotta back this up. It's important that you take a really good look at. I know I'm making jokes about the names and stuff. I botch it all up. But if you really take a look at this, it's telling you way more. The Medes, Medo-Persia. That's in Daniel 2. That's the statue's dream. So it's letting you know the time frame. That's Medo-Persia. He's giving you homework right inside the header. New Myshpaka. Let me slow this down so I can really help you understand this. This is the difference between reading over to be approved and studying to be approved. There's two different things. And I hope you're realizing, like, yes, I legit do be having trouble saying these names. Like, I botch them up, but I don't let that hold me back. And I'm also still learning while I cannot even pronounce some of the names. Watch the play. Yahuwah, can I slow down for a second? I really want to nurture the new person. I want to catch their attention like, whoa, hold up. New Myshpaka. Oh, vets, OGs, you already on this. We done been here already. This is for the new Myshpaka. Set this down just for a second. We coming back in book. Look, there's 4 things that we're taught to do. The thing we're supposed to be doing, we're not doing. So you, the new Myshpaka, we're going to see where you fit in. And we're going to tie this in, and you let me know let's see if you're going to be honest. Let's see where you fit. Number 1, we listen to be approved. What does that mean? The pastor is on stage, you sitting in them pews. The pastor's telling you about Daniel. The pastor's telling you that, hey, Daniel had this dream. No, Nebuchadnezzar had this dream and Daniel interpreted it. And him and his buddies, they prayed to God. And you listening to be approved. But because you listened, you didn't realize the pastor didn't tell you that the statue of this dream was end time prophecies of all the bad guys that are going to be in charge. And because you were just listening, you didn't pick up on that. What you heard was a motivational piece, a motivational speech about praying with your brothers and sisters so God can answer you. So you missed the real truth for a motivational speech, listening to be approved. That's also how we end up thinking that Adam and Eve bit an apple at the tree, and it don't even say apple, it says fruit. And it's not just about the pastors. Wait, the televisions is telling you this. You know, you ever watch a TV show and they're cracking a joke about Adam and Eve, or they make an Adam and Eve like innuendo statement inside the script, and they always seem to throw in an apple in that spot as if the apple's there. But wait a minute. The pastor confirmed it, you're listening, and then the television told you it's apple, and then suddenly you believe it's what? Apple. Witness of the 12 ancestors. I'm spending some time here. We about to wake up a new person. Witness of the 12 ancestors. Here's what Reuben wants to tell you. Reuben is one of the forefathers. He's on his deathbed. We studied this, by the way. This is a full study on our YouTube, and you can actually listen to the full audio on our YouTube. But listen to what he said about listening to be approved. He says, first is the spirit of life, with which the Constitution is created. The second is sight. It's a sense of sight, which arise desire. But watch this. The third is the sense of hearing. So we're going to add listening to be approved. Hearing, with which comes teaching. You heard the pastors say apple. You heard the television shows say apple. You heard your grandma, your grandpa, your mama, your daddy, your brother. You hearing people say apple. And you learned apple. But you got lied to because they got lied to. And all you're doing is passing the information over and over and over. Everybody's just passing another lie, a lie to another lie. And apparently it's the truth because you're listening to be approved. Then you got read over to be approved. Read over to be approved kind of looks like this. Read over to be approved is where you are opening up the book, but you don't slow down for nothing. You see how we take our time? I don't know if you're peeping game if you're new. You don't see us running through book. We stopping and going. We stopping and reflecting. We talking. We thinking about it. We writing stuff down. We're not just rushing through. We're not just reading through. Okay? Pay attention to this. Ezekiel chapter 8. We're going to start at verse 10. Pay attention. Watch this. Because, the church teaches us to read over to be approved. This was just reading past something, and then something goes over your head that's so big, you don't even realize you did it. And I went in and looked and saw all kinds of creeping creatures, abominable beasts, and all the idols of the house of Yasharal carved all around the walls. So Ezekiel's in this room and he sees these idols all over this wall. That's what he's describing, of these animals and these creeping creatures. Listen to this. Verse 11. And facing them stood 70 men of the elders of Yasharal. So this is the people. This is the elders. So he saw these 70 men. These 70 men. What are they doing? What are they doing? And in their midst stood one of the dudes. It's one of the names. Just bear with me. It's not going to stop the story. Son of another elder. Each one had what? A censer in his hands. And a thick cloud of incense went up. Well, Elon, what's a censer? Oh, that's easy. A censer, you see it all the time. The Catholic Church, they had that little thing. They swinging it. And it's got incense and it's smoking. And then you hear the chants they doing. The chants is not even in the book. Fallen angel, celebrate the enemy. We doing the same thing as the elders in Ezekiel right in front of your face, and you don't even know it. But when you speak with some weirdness, and you don't even know it. Wait, that ain't even the part I want you to catch. Watch, let's keep going. Each one had a censer in his hands, and a thick cloud of incense went up. Verse 12. And he said to me, Son of man, have you seen what the elders of the house of Yasharal are doing in the dark? each one in the room of his idols. For they say, Yahuwah does not see us. Yahuwah has forsaken the land. Yahuwah's like, yo, Ezekiel, do you see these clowns? Do you see what they doing? Like they don't even think I see them. They actually think that I just disappeared. They don't know that I'm watching them. I see it all. I don't like it. That's what's happening right now. Wait, let's keep going. Let's keep going. This gets crazy. He goes on to say, verse 13, and he said to me, you are to see still greater abominations which they are doing. Verse 13, everything that we just described, he just said, Ezekiel, I'm about to show you something even greater, abominable, than I'm not feeling. Let me make sure that sinks in. He just said, Ezekiel, do you see them worshiping these idols? Do you see this Baal worship? Do you see that they turn their backs to me and they're doing this abominable stuff? I'm not feeling this. But you know what, Ezekiel? I'm about to show you something even greater I'm upset about. So let's keep in mind, he said, I'm about to show you something even more upsetting to me. Verse 14. And he brought me to the door of the north gate of the house of Yasharal. And I saw women sitting there weeping for Tammuz. Let me read that again. And he brought me to the door of the north gate of the house of Yahuwah. And I saw women sitting there weeping for Tammuz. Wait, hold up. Women weeping for Tammuz. Let's take a little small detour. Let's open up a YouTube page. And let me share screen. Let's take this down for a moment. And let's do some Tammuz research. Let's see what that looks like. New people, new Myshpaka. Get ready. Tammuz Jewish. Tammuz. Jewish. And we'll just put in those two words. Let's see what happens. Oh. So wait. Before we move forward, I want y'all to peep game what just happened. The book says in verse 14, Tammuz, that it's a greater abomination than what he just showed Ezekiel. And what's interesting is, when you look up Tammuz, New Myshpaka, lean in, a little closer. When you look into Tammuz, it's tied to Lent. It's tied to Easter. It's tied to Christmas, Nimrod, Christmas, all this other stuff. Tammuz is a deity. It's one of the bad guys. It's part of Baal worship. What's fascinating is when you look up these people.
Revelation 2:9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews, and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
We're not done.
Revelation 3:9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews, and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee.
Now let's see if they have any ties to Tammuz. Let's see if they If they are the creator's people, and in Ezekiel, if our creator's saying, I don't like this Tammuz guy, this Tammuz deity, I have a problem with it. It's greater abominations. If let me know if you agree. If they align with book, they would have a problem with Tammuz, right? They would be like, yo, the book says no go, no Tammuz, error, right? Would you agree? Let's see if they agree.
Tammuz. Tammuz is not mentioned in the Bible, so I want to focus that most of the month in the Hebrew calendar is actually.
Did he just say Tammuz is not mentioned in the Bible? I just read it. It's in Ezekiel. It's in Ezekiel. Dude, hey bro, it's in Ezekiel chapter 8, verse 14. You just showed your fruits, you're out. You're not qualified. You're not qualified. No one can listen to you. You need to put down the book. You're not allowed to teach at all. Let's see who else. Biblical month, Tammuz. Okay, what she got to say?
Opening up, and the whole world is coming out, and everything is opening up around us. And it is the season of summer, which is also referred to as the holiday of the eyes, because there's so much to look at. Everything's in full bloom, and especially now where everything is opening up. Everyone is getting up, everyone is getting out, and even our masks are flying off. And so as we open the door into this new month of...
Wait, new month of what?
The whole world is coming out, and everything is opening up around us. And it is the season of summer, which...
I can't even listen to that again. I can't. Zodiac of Tammuz. Jewish TV.
The zodiac of the month of Tammuz, to understand the meaning of the month, the zodiac of the month, the letter of the month, the tribe of the month, the limb of the month, the attribute of the month, and the permutation of the month. First and foremost, the month of Tammuz is a month of transformation. On one hand, the name Tammuz represents an idol, as it is referred to in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 8, that the women were crying by the idol Tammuz, or they were by the idol Tammuz that looked like it was crying. But the word Tammuz represents an idol. Yet the entire month...
Whoa. Did he say... Hold up. Did he say look like? He said look like it was crying. Sis, did I hear look? He said it looked like no. He says in 14, very clear. Y'all let me know if y'all seeing the same thing. It says, and he brought me to the door of the house of the north gate of house of YAHUAH, and I saw women sitting there weeping for Tammuz. He didn't say I saw there sitting women looking like they weep. He didn't say that. You cannot turn around and say it's mentioned in Ezekiel and then soften it up. You can't do that. And then doesn't the book says don't listen to man? You are not qualified. Moving forward. The fast of the 17th of Tammuz. What is this?
Well, today is a fast day in Judaism, and I thought we might talk about it a little bit. If you aren't Jewish, this may be completely new information. And if you are Jewish, maybe it will help to clarify questions that you had or cement the...
Yo, you got 9 views. We're going to keep you there. Man. All right, let's see here. The silent tragedy, Jewish... I don't even... But let's just see what is losing our people.
Calendar. We have fast days that commemorate tragic events that have happened throughout our history. But these fast days don't only commemorate tragedies that have happened in the past, in the ancient times, but they commemorate tragedies that occur in our own times. For example, we've learned that the 17th of Tammuz, Shiva Asar Tammuz, not only commemorates the 5 tragedies that are recorded in the Mishnah Masechta Tainis, but Shiva Asar Tammuz is rooted in the day that the Jewish people worshiped the Egel. The Egel, the golden calf, was, so to speak, the first false salvation, false Messiah of the Jewish people. And therefore, Shiva Asar Tammuz is a day that is dedicated to mourn the tragedy of the false Mashiach that has reoccurred throughout all the generations. But it got me thinking, there's a particular tragedy that might be the very worst tragedy that has occurred to the Jewish people. And we seem to almost forget about it. We don't mourn it. We don't mention it. You know what the greatest tragedy that has occurred to the Jewish people?
You better say YAHUAH got ticked off about it.
When I say the disappearance of the Jewish people, I mean assimilation. The assimilation of the Jewish people. The intermarriage of the Jewish people. In this country...
Point made. Yo, they got songs to Tammuz. History of Tammuz, 1st century. I don't know what he talking about, but not giving him no attention. Oh, man. Sign of... I don't know what he talking about either. Hebrew month Tammuz. Like she happy about it. Oh, wait a minute. This is interesting.
All right, very good. We are now going to start the class.
Nah, we're done. We're done. Okay, so wait a minute. So you got listening to be approved. You got read over to be approved. So you read straight over this and don't even know that, like, you be like, who's Tammuz? You didn't even stop. You kept reading. You kept going. You went right past that. So that's read over to be approved. So listen to be approved. Error. Read over to be approved. You end up seeing the wrong people. You end up thinking that these people...
Revelation 2:9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews, and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
You end up supporting like people that's against scripture, but then when the book actually says like this, that, and the other, you can't put the two and two together. And then when you got United States, they over here hiding stuff too. They over there being deceptive, showing that they know who these people are, but they want to give these people the support.
Revelation 3:9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews, and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee.
So you don't know these things. You see Babylon for what Babylon is, but because you not studying to be approved, that's what we're going to get to. So now you got listen to be approved. You got read over to be approved. Now, what else you got? You got glance to be approved. I used to be big on glance to be approved. Glance to be approved looks like when you're going through challenges, then you open up the book and suddenly the book's got some value for you. So suddenly you want to look into things. You want to see what your creator's got to talk about. Or you're popping in for a quick little, morning coffee. Let me see what Psalms has for me today. Here's my shepherd. He's my shield. Yes, I did something. He knows my heart. Yo, speaking to myself, man, you can't even get mad. I'm just trying to make it. I'm trying to make it hit. I'm trying to make you feel it. That way you're like, ooh, ouch, ooh, well, been there, did that. Wait a minute. There's another one. Doing nothing to be approved. Oh, I love my God. You ain't even opened up the book. The person asks you, how many giants are talked about in the book? You can't even say Goliath. You'd be like, Is giants mentioned in the book? How many planets did your creator say he said he made? Wait a minute. So let me see. Mars, Jupiter. No. How did he say he created a place? Well, what happened was doing 0 to be approved, but somehow you say you believe in your creator. Study to be approved. That's what we do it. We take our time, we stop, we go, we reflect. These squirrel moments give you value. Some people may not like them. Others are like, yo, I actually saw myself in that. I saw myself in that. I get it. Makes sense. I'm not offended. I'm going to lean into it because I've actually done these things. And clearly it hasn't taught me anything. Now let's learn. Daniel 9. Daniel 9. Where we at, Myshpaka? We at verse 2? We at verse 2. In the first year of his reign, I, Daniel, observed from the scriptures the number of the years, according to the word of YAHUAH given to Jeremiah the prophet, for the completion of the waste of Jerusalem, that's how I said in my book, would be 70 years. So, whoa. What did you just learn there? Daniel just said, yo, I learned from books from Jeremiah, and I learned about what's going to happen. Don't you learn about books? Jeremiah is in one of them, but you also have Daniel, you have Ezekiel, you have Isaiah, you have Psalms, which is David, you got Proverbs, you got Joel, you got Esther, you got Nehemiah, you got First Chronicles, Second Chronicles, you got Mark, Matthew, Luke, John. Can I encourage the new Myshpaka? Can I give you some advice? Please hear me on this. Band yourself temporarily. Let me say that again. Band yourself, the key word is temporarily, from the renewed covenant, aka the New Testament. Don't get mad. Don't get in your feelings. Hear me out. I'm saying ban yourself temporarily. You can go into it, but ban temporarily. Why? Because you're being trained to think a certain way. You're being trained to get to the reward before understanding the story. You're being trained how to be vain. You're being trained to, I'm supposed to only focus on Yahusha because all of our everything's in Yahusha, and Yahusha's telling you, yo, learn from the forefathers. But you're not learning from the forefathers. You're not realizing he's showing you how to walk like them. So if my advice to you is ban temporarily. You can only go back into the new when you start understanding the old. And if I were you, I would start learning. What up, Soto? I would start learning from the Apocrypha books too. Add that in there. Old and Apocrypha books. Now, once you get an understanding, a grasp of what's popping off, now go inside the new. Watch what happens. You're going to understand. Everything's going to open up. You're going to be like, yo, so when Yahusha was saying this, he was referring to this and that and that. Now it makes so much more sense. What? Hold up. The church taught us this. Now you're going to be like, now the bigger picture starts to come together. That's why I said temporarily. You can go into it, but take yourself completely away from it for the time being. Jump in these other books first. Baruch YAHUAH. Let's keep going. Where we at? Let's go to the next slide. Daniel's process of revelation. He reads from books, so he's reading just like you. There's no difference. We need to learn from Daniel. Read. And I'm going to say overstand. He's overstanding the knowledge that he's learning, and he sets his face and he seeks. Daniel is reading the record. He's reading the word. He's reading scripture. He overstands the books. He's taking his time. He's not rushing through. He's not listening to be approved. He's not glancing to be approved. He's not doing nothing to be approved. He's not reading over to be approved. He is studying to be approved. The captivity is not random. The word gives the frame. Overstanding. I'm going to say overstanding instead of understanding because we like to stand over the knowledge, not under the knowledge. Overstanding begins with the books, and we all have the same access as Daniel. Let's keep going. What up, Jay Wise? What up, Ak? Verse 3, chapter 9, Daniel, and I just jumped into Isaiah by mistake. Hold on, my bad, y'all. Let me go back to Daniel, chapter 9, verse 3. Here we go. So I turned my face towards Yahuwah the Eluah to seek by prayer and supplications with what? Fasting and sackcloth and what? Ashes. Myshpaka. That's prayer, fasting, weeping, mourning. Prayer, fasting, weeping, mourning. Supplications and sackcloth and ashes. That's weeping and mourning. Church ain't teaching you that. Church just tells you prayer and fasting. Prayer and fasting and call on the name. Cast that demon out. Power the name. Power the name. That land. Baruch Yahuwah. Daniel sets his face to Yahuwah. Prayer is joined to supplications. Fasting is joined to sackcloth and ashes. And posture becomes low. Daniel overstood by books, then set his face right. We have sinned. Watch this, Myshpaka. You got to be able to look inwardly and include yourself. Stop looking at everybody else. Include everybody else with it. We, you, me, Marilyn, definitely Frankie. Love y'all. Harold Shabacho, Robin. We all have sinned. Come on, let's stop playing. We got to call ourselves out. We got to be okay with it. Yahuwah wants us to admit this. We can't hide it. So let's dig deeper into that. What does that actually mean? What does that look like? Daniel 9, let's hit 4 through 6, Myshpaka. And I prayed to Yahuwah, my Eluah, and made confession and said, O Yahuwah, great and awesome Eluah, guarding the covenant and the kindness to those who love him, and to those who guard his what? His commands. Now, wait a minute. Hold on. Did y'all peep game? Verse 4. Did y'all let me know? Does your verse 4, does he say right at the end, and those who guard his commands? Does Daniel say that? In your book, does Daniel say that? It's important to understand. Because Daniel is one of the only forefathers that we can actually relate with while being in captivity and in exile. And Daniel did not do any of the appointed times. He couldn't. Daniel did not pass. He did not. Hey, teacher, Torah teacher. Show me the verse where Daniel did the Passover. Daniel. We ain't talking about Moses. Daniel. And Daniel said what? To those who guard his command. So if Daniel didn't do the Passover, if he didn't do Sukkot, if he didn't do any of the appointed times at all, then what did he do? He prayed, fasted, wept, and mourned, and he saw confusion in their faces, and he admitted guilt. All of us, including himself. That's what we're supposed to be doing. So he knew everything's put on pause. He knew we can't do certain things because we don't have access. He knew. And then he tells us in verse 4, he says what? Let's read that again. And I prayed to Yahuwah, my Eluah, and made confession and said, O Yahuwah, great and awesome Eluah. So great and awesome. So Yahuwah, you are great and you're awesome is what he said. And I agree. He continues to say what? Guarding the covenant. So guarding the covenant, the promise, the agreement, guarding the agreement, guarding the promise, and the kindness to those who love him. So you're kind to us who love you. We love you enough to listen. We love you enough to slow down in your word. We love you enough to look inwardly. We love you enough to try to correct our error. Wait, but he goes on to say what? And to those who what? Guard his commands. So if Daniel's guarding his commands, but Daniel's not doing it part of the times, and he's in the same position as us as being in captivity. Supposed to learn from the forefathers, right? Let's keep going. Did that land? Did that hit? Did that hit? Let's keep going. Verse 5. We have sinned. Notice he said we. He didn't say them. He didn't say them. He said we. We the assembly. Those camps. Traditional church. Everybody. Yahuwah, all of us have sinned. All of us have sinned. Are we inching on this one? All of us is about to feel this. Baruch Yahuwah. We have sinned and done wickedly and did wickedness and rebelled. Hold up. Yahuwah, I'm going to speak for all of us right now because this is in alignment. You taught me this during my fasting. You taught me this while studying Daniel. So I'm going to do this in front of everybody because this is something that I had to learn and I was okay with saying because this is true. Yahuwah, we all have sinned against you. I was blind to everything. I did Passover, last year? And not just that. I don't want to hunker down on that, Yahuwah. I mean, even before that, I didn't even know your name. There's times where I was participating in Christmas and all these other things. I didn't know. I was blind to it. Calling you out of your name. I mean, the partying, all those things. They weren't even trying to get to know you while saying and get to know you. We're rebelling. So Yahuwah, this fits all of us. And I know I'm not the only one. Everybody on here watching is guilty in some type of way. Everyone that's not watching, everyone that's going to watch on replay, we all are guilty. The ones that don't even know about We the Assembly, don't even know about scripture studying, don't even know about the book. The ones that don't even know about Daniel. The ones that definitely don't know about you. We all fit. We have sinned and done wickedly. We did wickedness and rebelled. We all have rebelled against you to turn aside from your commands and from your right ruling. Your right ruling, before I even get there, I just want to throw it out there. Your right ruling, man. You gave our forefathers, you gave them time. You asked politely. You demanded. You gave them ample time to get it together. They forsaked you. And we're still doing it today's time. You've exiled them from the land, rightfully so. That's your right ruling. And now you're telling all of us to get your hearts aright. And now you're also telling us that you're going to close your ears if we're not paying attention. But you also said you'll listen to us if we do this right, if we set our hearts properly. And that's your right ruling. And that's fair because we've all rebelled against you with our wicked hearts. Let's keep going. Verse 6. And we have not listened to your servants, the prophets. Woo! Woo! We who spoke in your name to our sovereigns, our heads, and our fathers, and to all the people of the land. Hold up. Yahuwah, truth be told, it's been sitting in front of us the entire time. We could turn around and say that we've been listening to, some people are going to try to say that they've been listening to the prophets. They've been studying Ezekiel. They've been studying Isaiah. They've been studying Jeremiah. They've been studying Daniel. But I have to disagree. We have not listened to the prophets. Ezekiel says, well, we just saw how Ezekiel was talking about Tammuz. Yet there's people who you say, or Revelation 2:9 and 3:9, we're not going to go any deeper than that, but you say that they are pretending to be something that they're not. And then in Deuteronomy, that's Moses, prophet, he says that the people are going to be taken captive by people they don't know, Europeans, and then they're going to lose their identity. They're going to be worshiping other gods. It's almost like we don't even believe them, but we read right over it. So that means we didn't listen to Moses. We didn't listen to Ezekiel. We're following the wrong people. And then on top of that, Ezekiel says that our forefathers blasphemed your name. And somehow we apparently listened to Ezekiel, but apparently we're not catching the fact that they blasphemed the name. But apparently there's power in the name. So we've not listened to Ezekiel, and we've been calling you out of your name. Isaiah says that they profaned your name. Somehow we walk right over that. Then on top of that, you got the truth movement, Yahuwah. The truth movement. No. Not the truth movement. The Torah movement. The Torah movement. They're the ones that's creating their own version of your laws and your ways. We're in the truth movement, but we're still in error. Why? Because Isaiah, well, let's go to them. Isaiah actually says in Isaiah 56, he says that you said that the strangers, the Gentiles, are welcome, that they're good with you as long as they understand who you are, they participate in your Shabbat and your ways, if they adjourn with you, if they down with you, and they're willing to follow your ways and your commands, you welcome them, and this is a prayer for you with them. But for some reason, those Torah Hebrew camps, they turn around and say death to all white people. So apparently you disagree with them, they disagree with you, but apparently they get you, but they don't get you. So that means they're not listening to the forefathers. And for some reason, this went over our heads until this season. So apparently we're not listening to Isaiah either. Then you got Jeremiah. Jeremiah turns around and says that the prophets are making the people. This is Jeremiah 23. Is this game on? And we good? We good? Jeremiah turns around and says in Jeremiah 23, he says that the Baal prophets, Yahuwah, the Baal prophets.
The name of a chief Canaanite god means Lord. David, when it's Baal, yes, B-A-A-L.
So the Baal prophets are making your people forget your name. Forget your name. Those aren't that's not light words. That's like boom in your face. You didn't even sugarcoat it. There was not even a gray area. Not even a gray area. So all of our lives we've been totally not listening to the prophets. And the prophets told us. They told us. But we allowed the Baal prophets and these pastors on these stages, these Hebrew camps, and all these other people, because we listening to be approved. We reading over to be approved. We doing nothing to be approved. We glancing to be approved. When your prophets say to study to show themselves to be approved, we know where to be in sight until now. Sound like Daniel, spot on, Yahuwah. Baruch, Yahuwah. Let's keep going. If that landed, can I get a Baruch Yahuwah in the comments, please? Daniel did not confess only for himself. Daniel confesses. He does not separate himself from the people. He names sin, iniquity, rebellion, and refusal. The fast carries truth. Let's continue with verse 7 and 8. O Yahuwah, to you is the righteousness, and to us is the shame of face. That means confusion of face, as it is this day to the men of Yahudah, to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, from Jerusalem, and all Yasharal, those near and those far off, in all the lands which you have driven them, because of their trespass, which they have trespassed against you. Yo, hold up. Did he just, Daniel went in. Thank you so much for that. Baruch Yahuwah. Elizabeth, shout out to you. Thank you so much. Let's break. Before we head on to 8, let's see what he just truly said. Look what he just said. He said, "O Yahuwah, to you is the righteousness." Yahuwah, to you is the righteousness. And to us is the confusion, the shame of faces, all of us. As it is this day. Nothing changed since Daniel's time. We still doing the same thing. Same thing. To the men of Yahudah. I'm from the tribe of Yahudah. You got people in the tribe of Yahudah, they don't even know who they are still. Blind. Just blind. Just roaming the earth. Just doing whatever they've been taught, whatever they learn. Blind. Not a clue. Because they ain't opening up the book. They're not listening to the forefathers, just like he said in verse 6. To the inhabitants of Yasharim, Jerusalem, and all of Yasharal. Oh, so he just expanded it from Yahudah and went deeper than that, right? Okay. Listen to this. Because for all the Torah movement, you can't turn around and be yelling out Deuteronomy 20:28. That's us. We're spread out across all the 4 corners of the earth. Okay, listen to the language. Listen to the language. All Yasharal, not Israel. That's a fake name. Those near and those far off in all the lands which you have driven them, which you have scattered them to the 4 corners of the earth. That happened then. He brought them back. It happened again. It seems to be how Yahuwah punishes people who do the things that we're doing and our forefathers have done, which they have trespassed against because of their trespasses, which they have trespassed against you. Baruch Yahuwah. Verse 8, let's get it. O Master, to us is the shame of faces, the confusion of faces, to our sovereigns, to our heads, to our fathers, because we have sinned against you. Do you see how he is completely owning all of it? He's owning all of it. And he's including everybody. Baruch Yahuwah. Myshpaka, I hope you're taking notes, because keep in mind, he's fasting while he's going over this. This is how we need to learn. This is our posture. This is the heart we need. Yahuwah is wanting us to confess. He's wanting us to confess the truth. So if you're a Gentile, speak in that way. It's okay. We still love you. Forget about the other camps. Don't even worry about it. Don't overthink this. You're just simply saying like, yo, Yahuwah, we Gentiles, we strangers, and your people forsake you. Our people don't even seem they even know you. We following our gods. I don't want to be with them. You also say, you said that we ain't listen to the forefathers. We ain't listen to the prophets. Well, I'm listening to them. I know what Isaiah said, and I see it. Isaiah said, "They profane your name. I want your name." You said in Isaiah 56 that if I do the Shabbats and everything else, I'm down with you. I'm down. I'm still learning. Teach me. I'm down. I'm teachable. I'm staying coachable to you, Yahuwah. Your word says I get to learn from you, and you're going to teach me through your word. So I'm being teachable to you. Show me. Show me, and I'm gonna do everything in my bones, in my whatever I got. I'm gonna try to serve you to the best of my ability, and I'm gonna try to get it right. And I'm not gonna seek myself when I get it wrong. Now, wait. If you're with the tribes, do you see that was okay to say? You can say that. You can say that. You acknowledge they screwed up. You acknowledge we screwed up. You acknowledge y'all screwed up. You threw it all in there. And you tell them I'm down to fix it. I just don't know everything, but you giving yourself availability to him for him to do that. And if you with the tribes, we all suck. We all suck. Our forefathers forsake you. We were doing the same thing, and we apologize, and we need to get this right. And I'm gonna fast for this. And we need you get it? You get it? Yahuwah has been showing me this. And here we are bickering amongst each other. He just wants us to admit the truth. Confess. Let's keep going. Daniel, verse 9 and 10. To Yahuwah, our Eluah, are the compassion and forgivenesses, for we have rebelled against him. Verse 10. And we have not obeyed the voice of Yahuwah, our Eluah, to walk in his Torah, his laws, which he put before us through his servants, the prophets. Now, wait. Keep in mind, he's acknowledging that we didn't do it. He still ain't doing it because he knows he can't. But he can still do the commands. He can acknowledge what Yahuwah wishes, what he wants us to do. Right now, it's set tight, get your heart right. And Yahusha says that you honor the laws by understanding. Okay, the church done twisted it. Here's what you're supposed to do when it comes to the appointed times in this time frame while we're in exile. You study them, you understand them as the best of your ability, you respect them for Yahuwah, and you also respect the fact that they have certain things tied to them. So in We the Assembly, here's what we're gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna encourage our Myshpaka who's down during the particular time frame. So in September, October, November, we're gonna see when Shabbat, when Passover is supposed to be. Are we going to participate in Passover? No, not at all. But you know what we will do? We're going to have a study on Passover. We're going to study it. We're going to learn about it. We're not going to buy no lamb. We're not going to do no backyard barbecue. We're going to study what Yahuwah did, what his expectations are. We're going to study it with respect and reverence. That's it. That's all we're going to do. We're going to study it. Then we're going to keep it pushing. That's what we do. Baruch Yahuwah. Let's keep going. Belongs to Yahuwah. Righteousness, mercies, and forgiveness belongs to us. Confusion. Do we not, Myshpaka? Do we not seem confused? Everybody seem everywhere. Everybody think they know everything. Everybody got tons of questions. Everybody clueless. So what belongs to us? Confusion. The people have not obeyed his voice. So we get confusion. Yahuwah gets righteousness, mercies, and forgiveness. That's for him to do. On his end. Whatever he wants, we accept it. Clean fasting tells the truth before Yahuwah. Let's keep going. Daniel 9. Baruch Yahuwah. Daniel 9, verse 11. We're going through 14. And all Yasharal have transgressed your Torah. So he's acknowledging what they did to the laws. And turned aside, so as not to obey your voice. So the curse and the oath written in the laws of Moses, the servant of Yahuwah, has been poured out on us, for we have sinned against him. So you see what he's doing? He's saying like, yo, we were supposed to do this. We had an agreement. Our ancestors made an agreement, made a covenant with you. They broke it. And you gave us one of two options. You said either we do it the right way and we get the blessings, we get the Baruch, or we get the curses. Well, they chose the opposite. Now we got the curses. Now it affects all of us. He's wanting us to admit that was the agreement. The covenant got broken. So we can't turn around and pretend like we're getting blessings when we're sitting in the curse. He gave the curse because they broke the covenant. Let me say that again. They broke the covenant. The covenant is broken. And Yahuwah is like, yo, you're going through a process now to fix it with me. Baruch Yahuwah. Let's keep going. Verse 12. And he has confirmed his words, which he spoke against us and against our rulers who judged us. So he's saying the rulers and us, the people that's under them, is what he's saying. By bringing upon us great evil. Clearly, right? We're experiencing it today's time. And they've been experiencing it. For under all of the Shamaim, there has not been done like what was done to Jerusalem. Verse 13. As it is written in the Torah, in the law of Moses, all this evil has come upon us, and we have not entreated the face of Yahuwah, our Yahuwah, to turn back from our wickedness and to study your truth. Verse 14. Hence, Yahuwah has watched over the evil and has brought it upon us. For Yahuwah, our Yahuwah, is righteous in all the works which he has done. So he's saying, you are right to do what you did to us. We effed up. Baruch, yeah, I went there. We effed up, and he said that you're right in your righteousness. Let's keep going. But we have not obeyed his voice. Some people is like, yo, did he just do that? Yeah, I did. It's all right. Welcome to we.theassembly. Baruch Yahuwah. The curse is not hidden. The law is not ignored. The evil is acknowledged. Yahuwah is righteous in what he has done. A clean fast does not argue what Yahuwah's judgment, excuse me. The city, the sanctuary, and the name. Let's get it. Daniel 15 and 16. And now, O Yahuwah, our Yahuwah, who brought your people out of the land of Mitzrayim, that's Egypt, with a strong hand, and made yourself a name. So he got everybody to see who he was, because they didn't know it first. He had to knock out some deities first in those plagues. As it is this day, we have sinned, we have done wickedness. Verse 16, O Yahuwah, according to all your righteousness, I pray, let your displeasure and your wrath be turned away from your city, Jerusalem, your Kodesh mountain. Kodesh means holy. For because of our sin and because of our wickedness of our fathers. So you got to acknowledge both ends. Jerusalem, and your people have become a reproach to all those around us. It makes sense.
melanated brothers and sisters, if you haven't picked up that you are, throughout the generations, you're overlooked. I'm trying to soften this, but make it make sense. You're overlooked. You're passed over. You're acknowledged in achievements like individual accolades. Oh, but when it comes to like real achievements, you know, like for example, LeBron James, Michael Jackson, Beyonce, Jay-Z, those type of things. Yeah, whatever. They were the enemy. They signed over. Black folk has done so much. They built America. They built America. Everything that was invented in America, they stole. And the black community really did it. The light bulb, yes, black folk. That's a black man. Everything America has gotten, and guess what you got from it? You got a curse. The book says that was going to happen. That you're going to build all this stuff and get nothing from it. So don't murmur. Don't be complaining about Black Lives Matter. It don't. No. According to scripture. No, you need to hear me right when I said that. According to the book, get out of your emotions. Because this book says that you don't get no reprimations. You don't get a reward. You get a curse. You need to be okay with it. It's not their fault. It's our ancestors' fault. If you're paying attention to what Daniel's saying you got to acknowledge that your ancestors screwed up and dropped the ball, and you have too. And while you over here turning around and being like Black Lives Matter, we ain't getting this, white people this, government's this, we always at the bottom. You're bottom because you ain't reading the book. This is supposed to humble you. You're in a curse. Stop complaining about it and start owning it. That's what he wants you to do. He's telling you in Daniel. And he said earlier in Daniel, he said that we have not listened to the prophets, but you've been sitting in them pews. You've been sitting in the pews. Daniel over here going over, the pastor going over Daniel. And that went over your head because the pastor didn't teach you. The pastor don't know, and the pastor ain't trying to teach you, even if the pastor did know. But you didn't take your time on your own. So while you over here learning about Jesus and his power in him, he know my heart. You missing the fact that you in a curse. And you got to own it. And you don't even know that he talking about you. Because you a reproach. All of us are. Baruch YAHUAH, did that hit? Let's keep going. Well, we go to the next slide. Let's go to the next slide. Let's go to 17 and 18. 17 and 18. Daniel 9 is lit. And now, now our Yahuwah, hear the prayer of your servant and his supplications. And for the sake of Yahuwah, cause your face to shine upon your temple, which is laid waste. Yo, what did Daniel just say just there? Daniel just said, yo, that temple is laid waste. It's gone. It's a goner. It's gone. It's not even there. Daniel just acknowledged that we don't even have a temple. We can't even do your laws now. You took it away from us. And he's also saying, rightfully so. Torah people, what do you do with that? You're supposed to learn from the forefathers, right? You say that. You say we're supposed to learn from the forefather. Forefather just said temple's gone. Forefather, you acknowledge you in exile. He was in exile. You're supposed to be learning from the book. Wait, he learned from the book. You learned that in the first in the first chapter, the first paragraph, it says he learned from the books of Jeremiah. You learned from the books of Jeremiah, but apparently he listened to the prophets. You ignoring the prophets. You only got the motivational pieces parts that we were taught, while he took his time, like we trying to do. Is this hitting? Is this landing? Let's keep going. Baruch YAHUAH. We are at 18. Oh, my Alua, incline your ear and hear. Open your eyes and see our waste, and the city which is called by your name. For we do not present our supplications before you because of our righteous deeds, but because of your great compassions. Man, sitting right there. This book, 19. Oh, YAHUAH, hear. Oh, YAHUAH, forgive. Oh, YAHUAH, listen and act. Do not delay for your own sake. My Alua, for your city and your people are called by your name. Daniel pleads for mercy. Daniel carries Jerusalem, which is Jerusalem. Daniel carries the sanctuary. Daniel, he appeals to Yahuwah's name. The fast can carry the city, the sanctuary, and the name. Yo, Moses did it. Thank you, sis. Hit it again. Moses did it. Daniel did it. We can do it too. But we're going to do this right. I'm gonna make sure that we, like, at least from my end, I'm gonna do my best to make sure I try to arm everybody with a full understanding on how to do this. I'm learning myself, but I'm learning very quickly, and I'm seeing what he's saying. We gotta get past our own emotions. We got to start forgiving each other. We got to start owning. We got to start owning everything. Everything. Yahuwah wants full transformation. We got to start letting go of things. This thing gets deep. 3 full weeks of mourning. Daniel 10. Verse 1. In the third year of my book says different. And we're gonna say Cyrus, the king, the sovereign of Persia. I cheated and I looked on the screen. I ain't gonna try to front. A word was revealed to Daniel, whose name was called shout it out, Elon. Belteshazzar. I'll take it. And the word was true, and the conflict great. And he understood the word and its, I'm gonna say, overstanding of the vision. So there's a vision there. Keep in mind, it wasn't a dream. That's a vision. Verse 2. In those days, I, Daniel, was mourning 3 weeks of days. So for 3 weeks, what happened in 3 weeks? Verse 3. And did not eat desirable food, and meat and wine did not come into my mouth, and I did not anoint myself at all until the completion of the 3 weeks of days. So for 3 weeks, Daniel made sure that he didn't eat nothing pleasurable. He didn't say he did a full fast. He pretty much said that, like, whatever I ate, it wasn't good. Imagine like eating radishes or just bread with no flavor for 3 weeks. Nothing good, nothing tasteful. You purposely did that and you mourned. Guess who else did that? Simeon said he did that for 7 years. Reuben did that in this book. We studied that, Myshpaka, right? We studied that. We're not done. Levi's next. Levi's coming. Then Judah, Yahudah after him. The forefathers, they did this type of stuff. Oh, but we need our snacks. We need our flesh. We need our meat, our beef, our chicken. These forefathers like, nah, I don't deserve this. We don't deserve this. 3 full weeks of mourning. Daniel mourns 3 full weeks. This is mourning abstinence, not spectacle. He eats no pleasant bread. No flesh enters his mouth. No wine enters his mouth. He sets his heart to understand. Daniel 10, 12. Let's verse 12. My bad. There we go. 12. Yeah, all right, here we go. And he said to me, do not fear, Daniel, for from the first day that you laid your heart to understand, we're going to say overstand, and to humble yourself before your Yahuwah, your words were heard. And I have come because of your words. Yo, so think about it. The way Daniel approached this, he admitted all guilt. He halal for everybody. He fasted for everybody. Think about everything we just studied. All that aligns. And Yahuwah said, I heard you since day one. Since day one, when you opened your mouth and came to me, I heard you. I want to make sure you know that, Daniel. So what does that mean? That means, Myshpaka, we set our heart right. We do this right. We own our stuff. We just put it all out there to him. In all honesty, Daniel's a perfect blueprint. Do you think he could hear us too? If we can meet him there with our hearts? Something to consider. Let's keep going. 13 and 14. But the head of the rule of Persia withstood me 21 days. And see, Michael, one of the chief heads, came to help me, for I had been left alone there with the sovereigns of Persia. 14. And I have come to make you understand what is to befall your people in the latter days. For the vision is yet for the days to come. Myshpaka. Then we go to Daniel. Is loaded with the latter days, end times. The pastors teach you a motivational piece about Daniel, but Daniel's telling you what's going to pop off in the end. Man, it's right in front of our faces, Myshpaka. Right in front of our faces. Daniel sets his heart to understand. Delay does not mean Yahuwah does not hear. His words are heard from the first day. He chastened himself before Yahuwah. And that means Yahuwah did hear him since the first day. So some questions for us. Do I understand these books or only my feelings? Do I fast with confession or around guilt? Do I carry only myself or also the people? Do I quit when the answers are delayed? In this one, we just covered the books, fasting, confession, and understanding. Myshpaka, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I am running out of gas. I'm feeling it. So we're gonna call it a night. We're not done. We're not done with fasting. I'm not gonna rush this series. I'm gonna tell y'all what we have next. We should be able to finish it up in around 3. Let me just give y'all an idea. And this might be a Shabbat study. I don't know. We went through 2 sections. I'm gonna be straight with y'all because I really want to finish this and I want to do it right and I don't want to rush through this. So I'm thinking on Shabbat. On Shabbat, what we'll do is we'll start early again. we'll be able to cover section 3 slides, 3 more slides decks, and we'll listen to a podcast. It's going to be a big one. So just like last Shabbat, we went 6 hours. Get ready for another big 6 hours. So I'll say around 11 o'clock next Saturday, we'll get started again. Gina, sis, can you get Gina? Gina, did you get it? Just let me know if you got it, sis. I'm curious. I didn't check, but let me know if you got it. I need to verify. I need to verify. Keep me posted. All right, keep me posted. Baruch YAHUAH. But Myshpaka, so next Shabbat Saturday, we will. Elon, you took the question down so fast. I was trying to write it. What question? Wait, I didn't take nothing down. That don't be saying Elon. You know who be controlling all that? Look, that's Maryland. My hand right here. Oh, it was me. It was me. I darn it. I tried to put that on Maryland. I bet you Maryland like, see? Fine, sis. I got you. You know what? Baruch, you sis. You taking notes. That's what I'm talking about. New Myshpaka. Y'all better learn from Kendra. Y'all better learn from sis. Maryland, you see, I'm trying to get on Kendra good side so Kendra don't give me a hard time later on. Y'all better learn from her. Gina, all right. Baruch YAHUAH. You got it. Yeah. All right. Kendra, I'm leaving it up for you, sis. All right. Yo, I there's so many songs we can end this with. Let's see here. I'm gonna name some songs. I ain't gonna give y'all too much leak because Kendra and then Sherry, they be like, oh, it's Maryland turn, it's Sherry turn. No, y'all ladies trying to corner me into I'm supposed to learn. I'm supposed to let this person. Nope. I know what I'm doing. Hold on. All right, sis, you can screenshot that by now, right? Okay, you can screenshot that by now. All right. I know a song I'm gonna end up. I'm gonna put this. Yeah, we gonna end this study with, since we were just in Daniel.
Don't hang Daniel in a museum frame. He wasn't talking to dust. He said latter days. So read it like a warning.
We in the latter days, that old dream still breathing through this age. Not dead ink trapped up on a page. YAHUAH told us what was on the way. We in the latter days.
Don't get lost in iron and clay.
Read the warning, don't explain away. Wake up now, the shaking on the way.
We the assembly. Listen up. They hang the chapter in a museum case, like Daniel ain't still talking to this age. Gold head, silver brass, iron clay, and act like that dream can't touch today. Nah, hit a prophet, hear him say, this ain't no dust up on display. There's an Yahuwah and Shemayim, no debate showing latter days. So wake, don't wait. Not just live in the dead old age, not just old crowns on a faded page. Why stamp later on it twice that way? If all of it died and got filed away, Daniel prayed till the secret came. Mercy first in the night, made it plain. Times and seasons still move by his hand. Kings still rise when he gives command. Kings still fall when he strips they bluff. Whole age shine, but it's brittle stuff. So don't get drunk on the metal gleam. The warning bigger than the statue scene. This chapter ain't for sleepy ears. It's pointing straight at these latter years. They not listening. Give them book. Daniel chapter 2, verses 27 through 28. The secret which the king hath demanded cannot the wise men shew unto the king.
But there is an Yahuwah in Shemayim that revealeth secrets,
and maketh known
what shall be in the latter days. Then Daniel 8 turn the lens and press. Time of the end, indignation set. Latter time of that kingdom too, when transgressors full. A fierce king move by peace, destroy many that line cut deep. Not every destroyer march with heat. Some come polished, some come clean. Some sell safety while they kill unseen. Then chapter 10 make it plainer still. What shall befall thy people later still? Prince of Persia, Michael there. This ain't dead dust, it's active air. That means the book got war in view. Seen and unseen both come through. And if you read it like a dead old scroll, you gon' miss the weight and miss the roll. Cause latter days ain't vague on the page. You keep returning like a watchman's phrase. They not listening.
We the assembly.
Give them more book. Daniel chapter 8, verses 23 through 25.
In the latter time of their kingdom,
a king of fierce countenance shall stand up.
By peace shall destroy many.
Daniel chapter 10, verse 14.
I am come to make thee understand
what shall befall thy people in the latter days.
Read it whole, don't call it old. Seal for the end, not for the shelf. Read it slow, don't read the code. Wise understand when pride don't help.
Then 12 say, seal it to the end arrive. Many run to and fro, knowledge rise. Many purified, many tried by fire. Wicked keep moving with crooked desire. Wise understand, wicked won't. That's right, they're
plain, wicked won't.
So this ain't just about tracing crowns. It's whether you hear when the book get loud. Whether you soften what cut your sleep, or let that warning dig down deep. Whether you keep saying all that past just cause the chapter make comfort crash. Notice for watchers with open eyes, still breathing now in the latter days. So don't tell me Daniel 2 ain't cold when Daniel 10 and 12 say ho. The same prayer run and the same thing stand. This one for later by YAHUAH's hand. And if he marked it for the end of know, then read it now. Let the sirens blow. Fact check me. Read Daniel 2, 8, 10, and 12 together. By YAHUAH. If the warning got louder, say it.
We the assembly.
We don't read prophecy like dead wallpaper.
The wise will understand.
AI increases knowledge.
In the latter days,
the wise is listening.
Give them book.
Daniel chapter 12. Verses 4 and 10.
Shut up the words and seal the book.
Even to the time of the end.
Many shall run to and fro.
And knowledge shall be increased.
Many shall be purified and made white and tried.
The wise shall understand.
We in the latter days. That old dream still breathing through this age. Not dead ink trapped up on the page. YAHUAH told us what was on the way. We in the latter days. Don't get lost in iron and clay. Read the warning, don't explain away. Wake up now. The shaking on the way.
Not dead history. Present warning.
Read it whole.
We the assembly.